The road to San Antonio started in Dayton last night as your NCAA tournament play-in games began. Alabama State beat St. Francis 70-68 on a full-court pass with 0.7 seconds left. It was awesome. They're present. They get number 1 Auburn. In the nightcap, North Carolina shut me and most of the country up. They took down San Diego State easily, 95-68. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, wait for it.
No. Not
yet. Hey, gather around. We got a bunch to talk about. It's the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio's Sports Star. Let me get myself amped in here. There we go.
Got it?
I'm not quite all together.
None of us are.
Show snuck up on me.
We're not ready.
Happy midweek.
Yeah.
Some would call it a lump in a day.
Yeah.
Some would call it that. We're almost there. At 8 o'clock, we will celebrate the official midweek.
Yeah.
And celebrate appropriately. Welcome aboard the Morning Huddle. I'm Rob Thompson. No AJ yet again. This is a travel day for him. We expect him back wholeheartedly tomorrow, happily functioning. I haven't talked to him in a couple of days, so I assume everything's going well.
Is this cat still alive?
Yeah.
Poor cat.
The cat's been alone for the last 2 days. There's plenty of food and water. Don't worry about it.
All right. Yeah, let's get the guy who hates cats to watch the cat.
No, cat's fine.
Okay.
Blue Bear's doing good. Big
sure.
Balls doing good.
Yeah,
Begging outside. Everything's good. Animals are fine. Everybody calm down.
Poor kid.
I don't want to get. I don't.
We don't want to start that.
No,
Yeah.
we don't want to do that. Oh, what do we got today on a Wednesday? Last night the tourney began. We'll talk a little about the play-ins. We had a miracle finish.
I knew something like that was going to happen.
And then last night I felt a whole lot like Chris Rock.
What?
North Carolina jumped up and Will Smithed me in half the country.
Oh, yeah.
Take my name out your mouth.
Yeah.
Dude, what an ass whipping that was. North Carolina took care of business. Now, I'm not sure what West Virginia governor is going to be doing or whether their AD over there is going to still continue to investigate nefarious activities.
Right.
I must say that as often as I can. And you cannot say nefarious without throwing in a southern drawl. Little interesting side note, we'll talk more about it later, is the head coach at West Virginia just took another job. He's now the head coach at Indiana. So while the governor and the athletic director and the attorney general for the great state, the Commonwealth, I guess. No, that's the Virginia. Mm-hmm. The great state of West Virginia. While they had their eyes turned looking for nefarious activities, their head coach snuck off to Indiana. Such is life in college sports. We'll talk a lot about it. There was a phenomenal article that dropped yesterday on ESPN. And if you have not read it, nor have you seen it, I'm shocked because the ripple effect has been extraordinary. Ramona Shelber and I want to make sure it's Shams, I believe. Michael C. Wright, excuse me, the local input on this, and I got more on that. Dropped a treatise, a more than a bathroom read. Let me tell you that. Your feet would go numb if you were going to read the article. It's like 6 or 7 Candy Crush runs. It's I don't know, half of a Words with Friends. It's a very long.
Okay.
Good sit-down read. We're going to talk a lot about it today. There's so much compacted into this. And as I read it yesterday, I reflected on so much. You know, I've had the good fortune of being around the Spurs since the title. I've been in the Spurs orbit since 1999. I used to work across the street at their flag station, and I've been in and out of the building from the dawn of this. And this article from Ramona, we've had a few over the couple of years that had some really great insight, like the one that dropped about 4 years ago when we found out that the old Spurs facility had urinals in the shower. We found that cool. We didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, well, why not?
Is it like that carbon fiber toilet
Yeah,
we were
kinda
talking
like the
about?
carbon fiber toilet in the in Lamborghini speedboats.
Yeah.
And if you need a carbon fiber toilet, I assume you really need a carbon fiber toilet. That's not something you just
Right?
say okay to. You might
Yeah, you might know I need
maybe
that.
your pepper intake needs to slow down. Maybe you're taking too much cheese in your diet if you're needing a carbon fiber toilet. But that's a whole other question.
With the seatbelt.
The yeah, having never pooped on a yacht, is there a seatbelt?
You know what? I don't know.
I've seen the swivel stoves.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Is the pooper swivel? Will it remain level like a gyroscope?
I didn't see it that detailed. I wasn't paying
Well, for
attention.
a
that much.
Lamborghini, I
Oh,
expect.
yeah.
I expect some stuff.
Yeah, kind of like in the kitchen how everything is
Yeah, like
swivel, so
swivel.
that way it's level.
So I'd like to
Yeah.
think the pooper would swivel as well, but we digress. The article was spectacular. There was a lot of local references for the national crowd, restaurants, missions, locales, missions, where Keldon lives. He lives in Bernie, by the way, a ranch. I'm not letting a thing out of the bag. But it struck me, and we'll go, there's so much in this article, we're going to go through the show and kind of reflect in every hour on a certain part of it. Because not only do we get a great insight into what the minute-by-minute occurrence of the day of the stroke back in November, how the players found out, the reflections of their first meeting, Chris Paul's role in all of this, the plan for succession is discussed, and we're going to look at all of that and how it plays into where the Spurs sit today as they welcome in the Knicks. Look at all of that. Certainly a whole bunch of tournament talk as we're almost there. Texas, a day of reckoning, I suppose, probably for Coach Terry, though I feel like he's probably comfortable. But you never know. We'll look at the portents for that. Look, anything has changed. Top 10 possible upsets, money lines, all that matter in the preparation for what will become, the expectation is, Friday and Saturday will be the biggest work theft day in American history. What's it called, time theft?
Yeah.
That Friday and Saturday, there'll be more time stolen than any other day or any other time period of the year. And it's damned well worth it. We'll talk about all the games coming up Thursday, Friday. Rangers made a move. We're not a heavy Ranger station, but this one mattered. They kind of got some pitching depth, and we'll tell you who and what as we round into baseball season. Anything else on your mind, Vic?
No, just getting things ready for today.
Yeah, you're busy back there.
Yeah, just trying to figure things
It struck me this morning how lonely it is around this building, how quiet.
There's nobody here.
There's just no one here the last
Just us
couple of
and the
days.
kitties.
It's spring break.
Yeah, it's always
And
spring break.
I'm going to say it again. Now, if you're up right now, you're obviously not on spring break, but maybe you'll be podcasting this on your way to Fiesta, Texas today with your kids.
Yeah. That big old debacle.
For
there.
the love of God, please bypass the La Cantera exit when you're going to Fiesta, Texas. I've said it 3 days in a row, and it's getting worse. Go past the exit. Exit at the
next
Camp
one, right?
Bullis exit.
The next one.
Exit Camp Bullis. Take the turnaround. You'll come back on the frontage road and not get stuck in the 4 red light cycles that'll back your ass up onto the highway and then slow my ride down. Now, ordinarily, I have about a 30-minute drive home.
Okay.
30
yeah.
to 35
Plus or minus.
minutes. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Because I race Waze every day. I know exactly the time. And
Nice.
I turn on Waze, or I don't use Waze anymore. I don't trust it.
Yeah.
She's an
You race
she
it.
has led me astray. Though I've come to find out Google actually bought Waze, but I use Google Maps.
Okay.
So I race Google every day. I come into work, I turn on the maps. For me, I put it on for road closures because I'm right at 1604 and I-10 where I live, so it kind of gives me an idea sometimes. But I also race it. If it gives me an ETA of whatever it is, I try to beat it by 1 or 2 minutes. I'm not saying any laws are broken in this attempt, but I haven't lost yet. But it shows me every day right there where it's slowing down. And I know what the problem is. It's all you spring breakers going to Fiesta, Texas.
Darn
and ordinarily
kids.
that wouldn't be a problem. You know, I'm sitting listening to my radio stations and listening to Informative Q, or maybe I'm listening to Greeny. I'm enjoying, just kicking back. My day's done. But for those of us that work in a business like mine, which begins about 4:30, we radio types ingest a ridiculous amount of caffeine over this 4-hour period.
Almost to where it's a problem. Yeah.
It's the only caffeine I intake. I don't take anything more after about 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8 or 9, for the rest of the day, and I'm still vibrating at 5. I mean, that's just all. That's part of the business. So the 30-minute ride home has to hit a sweet spot between bathroom breaks. Because the older I've gotten, caffeine just speeds every process up. Whatever process we're talking about,
it'll just speed it up.
It's faster and more intense.
He's right.
You know, we all have our guapos. And by the end of the 30 minutes, I'm racing ways for a couple of reasons. One, because I like to win. And two, there's a necessity when I arrive. And you folks with your kids at La Cantera are slowing things up and making for an awfully interesting last 10 minutes. And really, you're putting lives on the line. Or maybe sheet metal on the line.
Yeah, sheet metal.
Because there's a lot of rolling through stop signs on some days. Because
yields. I was going to say, right.
There's been some days where I questioned whether I was going to make it.
Wow.
It's 35 minutes, and if you don't time it right, and I don't have someone to remind me, like, make sure you make a pit stop before you leave the door, leave the house. I don't have anybody to help.
Oh, I just do it whether I got to or not.
But you have a 2-minute commute. You have nothing.
3. Well, 2 minutes with good lights.
It takes me that long to walk to my house.
From where you parked the car.
Over the river and through the woods.
Okay.
So, dude, but the good news is once I'm there, that's the great thing about nature, is it's just one big toilet.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want out in the woods. And no one will bat an eye.
And no one
even cares.
No one cares.
You do that in a county park, you're going to jail.
Yeah. But it's your own property.
Yeah. It's nature nonetheless.
As long as there's no snakes or scorpions or owls stalking you.
Yesterday on the way home, my car nearly exploded.
Oh,
dude!
man,
I've had my vehicle for I just cracked 100,000.
And out of nowhere,
it has been the perfect vehicle. And I'm not saying anything horrible's happened, but at that moment, have you ever been driving your vehicle and every possible warning light goes off?
Yeah.
I've never experienced that. Now, the motor and everything else kept running. It was like a Star Trek episode. It's going off like a Christmas tree out here. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I got every warning from all my tires were flat to don't accelerate to exhaust.
Your seatbelt's not on.
Everything. Now, there was no way everything went wrong. I didn't have 4 flats, lose power steering, lose all of those safety radar things that you have that hold the road and adaptive and all that. You don't lose it all at once unless it's a Star Trek episode and the Borg is coming after you. So I knew that wasn't the problem, and everything was smooth, but every warning light was going on. It's unnerving. I don't think I could be an astronaut.
Nah, my anxiety would have taken over.
So, I pull over to the right lane, and I realize my car's underneath on the other side of the beeping and all the buzzing, like I'm under attack from a surface-to-air missile. A SAM's chasing me. It's like I just got locked on. So as I'm avoiding the
You're
SAMs,
all trying to go to the right lane to get out of the way. Yeah.
I have control of my vehicle, and it's moving pretty good. And I'm like, well, obviously
something's not right.
It's a warning, but it's not as bad as things seem, so I thought. Well, it may be, I don't know. But I managed to get this vehicle that was beeping and every warning light going. Like, I got one that I've never seen before.
Interesting.
Like, it said something to the effect of, if on a hill, don't rely on foot brake or something. I was like, what kind of problem is that? So the car's in the shop, and now I'm driving a vehicle that hadn't been driven in about 10 years.
Hey, but it got you here.
Well, so far, so
yeah,
good.
so far.
Hey, we'll get you where you need to be. Don't mind them brake lights. Pay very close attention to the following fine sponsors. We'll be back on the other side looking at what went down last night. The Tar Heels curb stomp a hapless San Diego State team. St. Francis didn't say their prayers. We're looking at the tourney and the road to San Antonio. Coming up next, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
In downtown, 35 northbound at 37. You've got a wreck in the right lane. There's a 10-minute slowdown. 35 northbound between Loop 1604 and Evans. There's road work in the right lane. There's a 6-minute delay from Topperwine. Loop 410 eastbound at I-10. Watch for a stalled car. It's on the median. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Imagine waking up in the morning to ocean views on Matagorda Bay. I know that you can. Minutes from world-class fishing. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. Don't miss this one-day event, Saturday, March 29th, where you can get 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access for just $49.9. That is correct, just $49.9. John Lopez here, and I host the Texas Saltwater Fishing Podcast, Bite Me. If you love the Texas coast like I do, you're going to love this gated community. With a resort-style pool and cabana, boat slips and launch, boat and RV storage, paved roads, on and on it goes, underground utilities, and so much more. It all happens Saturday, March 29th, so call for your private tour, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Ask about the grand opening day specials and the helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Get your piece of coastal paradise.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing Securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So, I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online, no medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/sports. Ethos.com/sports.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Build monthly.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Huddle up. Turn this thing on. Hey, welcome to Wednesday. You made it. Tournament got started last night. Most of the country, I don't think really counts last night.
Yeah, but
it matters.
It's good to see the game.
Because we're paying attention for Thursday and Friday.
Right. Yeah.
But last night had particular interest because North Carolina was there. And the story behind their entrance into the tourney, we're hearing that they were the last of the at-larges to get in. Sure. Boy, they took care of business. There was no question. You know, I heard in pregame, once I finally got the game, and that's a whole other story. For those of us that cut the cord, finding tournament games sometimes isn't the easiest thing.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's on Max, by the way, if you don't have access to, I don't know what channel it would be on, but for me, I had to find it on Max. But in the pregame, I don't think a lot of us put into consideration the weight of being a player at North Carolina and the pressure that was brought to bear, not from alumni because you had a lousy year, but from the former players. And you got a picture pregame. I forget who brought it up about all the players getting texts from NBA types and legends. Can you imagine? You're warming up for a play-in game where everybody, including your own fans, are embarrassed about the season you had. And you go back into the locker room, and you've got a text from Michael Jordan Like, hey, man, you're representing the colors from Michael. I think that light a bit of a fire. I don't think a lot of us put into consideration the fact that
right?
Some of these North Carolina legends were texting these 18-year-old kids like, man, you got to represent. We cannot have this.
No pressure.
Yeah. And to their credit, they lifted and went and dispatched a ridiculously youthful and inexperienced San Diego State team. One that, they were overmatched from the get-go. And I think more than anything else, it was a reflection of there's SEC, ACC, Big 10, Big 12, and not necessarily, certainly not in that order. And then after that, there is a separation. And then after that, there's a separation. And then we get to our bottom dwellers. And San Diego State is like one of those mid-level teams that toils and does well in darkness on the West Coast and shows up every 10 years tougher than most and wins a couple of games. But for the most part, they have to be older and rougher, and this year they weren't. So they got dispatched. The first game, two teams that very well could have been playing in the NIT for all I know, St. Francis and Alabama State, wasn't a particularly beautiful game, but the closeout was spectacular. That we already had our one shining moment video. We've already had our very first highlight, and it was in our first game. That being said, a ridiculously good game, and I think we're going to get a lot of those. I'll tell you, the closer we get and the more you hear from the experts and the millions of brackets, that this is looking chalkier and chalkier and chalkier. So the upset, I think we're going to have great games, but by those that seem to know. And all of us thought North Carolina was done and embarrassed, so no one knows.
Right.
This looks like it's going to be absolutely extraordinary. And as I speak to that, our good friend James Pledger, the guy that works 22 hours a day. 23 hours a day.
Yeah.
Hosts his own show.
Mows his own lawn.
He
washes his own car.
He's an inventor.
Yeah.
He invented chapstick.
That's right.
That's what James does. His mind's always moving.
Mm-hmm.
He put together, we have a San Antonio Sports Star bracket over at ESPN, and it's open to all. And I think over the next 2 weeks, I can go rummage through the prize closet, and we'll find something. I can't make any guarantees, but I can assure you that if you do manage to win our bracket, there will be prizes to be had. It might be just a firm handshake and a proud, but there'll be something to be taken. I believe we're San Antonio Sports Star. I'll have all the full details here in a second. I talked with James last night. Hey, coming back, let's look at what is a remarkably deep story of Coach Greg Popovich and our San Antonio Spurs as they head into the unknown following Pop's unfortunate stroke. Lots to dive into. It's going to be a full show worth of information and discussion. So stay around with us. We want to hear from you. Get on the Brigade Bar if you haven't already gotten there. And some extraordinary news regarding that as well. Hold on tight. More to do right here on San Antonio Sports Star. You're on 94.1. Stay here.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
In downtown, 35 northbound at 37. You've got a wreck in the right lane. There's a 10-minute slowdown. 35 northbound between Loop 1604 and Evans. There's road work in the right lane. There's a 6-minute delay from Topper Wine. Loop 410 eastbound at I-10. Watch for a stalled car. It's on the median. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
San Antonio, the NCAA 2025 Men's Final Four is coming April 4th through the 7th. Check out Reese's Men's Final Four Friday, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you can watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game at the Alamo Dome for free. And for the music lovers, March Madness Music Festival, presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, with 3 days of free concerts, featuring the biggest acts in music at Tower Park and Hemisphere. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live this Thursday and Friday to cover all the action.
This Thursday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North, and Friday, we're at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the frosty 29-cent drafts.
It's this Thursday. The Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North, and then Friday we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely, and you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we're dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit IFFhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Get ready to play in the street. Ciclovia returns to the Broadway route on Sunday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This YMCA of Greater San Antonio community fitness event takes over the streets for cycling, walking, and safe, healthy fun. Visit ciclovia.org for more details.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-848-4499. 800-848-4499. Again, that's 800-848-4499.
Fabric Talk. Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? Oh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
The Gomez Law Firm is one of the most trusted names in personal injury law across the state of Texas. We have Jose here with the Gomez Law Firm to share what makes working with your firm different than others in the area.
You know, we pride ourselves as being an open line of communications. We don't have an automated service. You're not going to ever dial our phone number and get some robot on the other line. You're always going to get a person 24/7. Our principal office is here in San Antonio. Mr. Gomez was born and raised here, practicing law here in San Antonio in his community for 50 years. There are not many attorneys that can say that.
Thank you to the Gomez Law Firm for continuing to fight for our community. The Gomez Law Firm is San Antonio.
If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm.
Visit JoeGomezLaw.com. That's JoeGomezLaw.com for one of the most trusted names in personal injury.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hour.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Listen all this week to The Blitz to win tickets to see the Counting Crows at the SB. Saturday, August the 2nd, the Counting Crows, the complete suite store, comes to the SB. Tickets are on sale now. Go to thesb.com. Win tickets to the Counting Crows with special guests, the Gaslight Anthem from 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, we're out there with that one. Euro disco.
This is good stuff, man. I don't know why AJ doesn't like it.
It's certainly of an era, I'll tell you that. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Morning Huddle. You can't be in a bad mood, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's just driving down
It
a
is-
highway
this
with
is
empty
driving
lanes
music.
and just...
You're absolutely right.
Yep.
Well, we got your drive and talk for you. Don't turn this thing off. I'm Rob Thompson. No AJ today. He'll be back tomorrow. Everybody settle down. Cats are good.
Yeah. More live.
Yeah. Hey, good news for all of your favorite college football players. They all got a raise yesterday. Every player that is represented in the EA Sports College Football 26 has their NIL payment now doubled.
Really?
If you want to be in a video game and you can opt in or out, EA Sports will compensate players who opt into the game this summer at least $1,500 and a deluxe edition of the copy of the game to play and a console of their choice on top of that. Now, I guess there's money to be made on your own name, image, and likeness if you're of the upper echelon. But the $1,500 and a console and the game with me in it?
I'll take it.
Hey, let's call Mama. Let's celebrate
Yeah.
this. You just had to put me in the game.
Let's go to the Red Lobster.
No, I understand the brand and all of that. But if you'd have told me 40 years ago, hey, we're just going to put you in the game. You have any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I wouldn't even have thought about money.
Oh, it was unheard of.
Well, just the very idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you're going to use my name. And, it all started out when a former player with UCLA, a guy named O'Bannon, was watching the video game going, hey, that's me. And that's where it all began. But
it all started.
yeah, I was working for EA Sports at the time. I played a role in the very last of the first generation of the NCAA games. And it was a heavy hit. I mean, they were never going to pay players back then. Now we're talking about Cooper Flagg staying at Duke for $8 million. Quinn Ewers allegedly turning down nearly $8 million to stay in college. Wow. Now, every player, if you just put my jersey number out there and my name on the back, you're going to be $1,500 in a game? Call Mama. Yesterday, late afternoon, I don't know the exact time because it was James Pledger that sent me a link to the article. It's called It's Pop Decision. He's earned that. Inside Greg Popovich's fight to return to the sideline. It is written by Ramona Shelbourne, which we all love Ramona, and Michael C. Wright. Now, Michael C. Wright obviously provided a fair amount of background and insight into the city of San Antonio. There's lots of locales mentioned as if someone knew, and I appreciate that Michael C. Wright played a role in this. But as I read and went through this really remarkable view behind the curtains of the Spurs, the likes of which we only get every couple of years, it struck me that over the last now 25 years, 26 years, I've been in the Spurs orbit. But for an exit here and there for work. I've been covering, talking to, been around hundreds of players, coaches that have come and gone. And there's always been this, this iron curtain, this silence that's built around the Spurs. We've come to just expect it, to understand it. It's the way of life. And several generations of journalists have come through and dealt with this. And when you get here from other markets, you're astounded by the silence and really the lack of any attempt to break that silence for years of being rebuffed. And it's interesting as you work with the Spurs and deal with this utter radio silence and a few releases on high and some insight from some national insight. You're really national types. You really don't have much of an idea what's going on, and that's by design. That's pop from the very beginning. And then we deal with the Dallas Cowboys that are a freaking open book. That it's just interesting to see one side to the other. And to see this article, it struck me that one of our local beat writers should have been given this opportunity. One of our local news guys. Now, the legends are, Joe's sitting in this desk. Greg Simmons is retired. And Don Harris is still on. Maybe Don should have gotten this. Maybe I'm going to be personal about this. It's unfortunate that the news that we get about our team, the one that we treat Pop like he's our grandfather.
Correct.
The news is broken to us from Connecticut. Not here.
Not here.
Not here. Now, I appreciate that Michael C. Wright, who has roots in this city, played a role in this. But the byline shouldn't include Ramona. She should be retweeting and talking about the article that was broken by someone who, for lack of a better term, loves Pop, that has a care for what is going to happen to Greg long, and I say Greg it's like me talking to my dad saying that.
Yeah.
Is taking care of Coach Pop long after this is done. There are houses on the west side that have a picture of the Pope and a picture of Pop.
Yeah. And Wemby.
Well, I mean, we can go through, but we're talking about.
You're right.
Yeah. And the news was broken to us from a national source. And that as part of.
Come on, man.
Well, and it's something that I should have expected, and it's something that has been beaten into me for 25 years. But as we round out the true end of this remarkable book, the last chapter was written by somebody else, by not a family member. And we love our Spurs. We love them. But at some point, there needs to be a reciprocal relationship. At some point, as we turn the channel and we begin anew, we have to have something deeper, because there are so many that run in my orbit that have nothing to do with the business that I'm in, that care about this team like their family. And this was a tough one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this through the show. The story of the day of is ridiculous, is remarkable, and it's exactly what you'd expect. It came on quickly. He's taken to the hospital, and the players are left with the same kind of thing. What's going on? No one's telling us anything. And behind the scenes, we get a better picture of the value of why Chris Paul gets to start, brother. I'll shut up about that, because he's been the man in the room. He and Harrison Barnes, you can tell. Their value will never be measured. We'll continue talking about that. The article was absolutely spectacular. It's on ESPN. We're going to have Ramona or Michael C. Wright on this show as soon as we can get them. They're awfully busy today, and we want to have AJ back to talk to him as well. We're going to continue. We're going to talk about the NFL. Cooper Kupp's got a home, and it looks like the Cowboys tried harder behind the scenes than we might have thought. We're going to talk about that. Look at your tournament time. And, oh, by the way, that Spurs team that's coached by the intermediate coach, the interim coach, gets back to work tonight as the Knicks come to San Antonio. We'll look at that as well. We're so glad you're with us. I got Jeff Tate tickets to give away on the other side of the break, so you might as well stay where you are. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March, March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swing with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at CircaLasVegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code Alamo. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899.
License
number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Try Round Table Pizza's new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza. And don't forget to pair it with our irresistible shareables, mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers, or golden potato wedges. The perfect bite to complement your meal. Find the nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Here we go! You do that well, you make $40 million a year. 45.
God.
It's the Morning Huddle. And for those of us watching, us, y'all, them.
Yeah.
I don't know what your plural pronouns are.
Just, yeah.
I'm looking at the our YouTube feed and the listening to Queensryche just jamming on a hump day Wednesday. Is this part of his rock opera about a disillusioned drug addict?
It's Empire.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Jeff Tate's coming to the Aztec, and he's probably going to sing this very song. And if you want to hear it again this week, 10 days from now, at our beautiful Aztec Theater, jump on your phone, your device, which soon will have something new and really wonderful on it. I'm sure of it. Not now, but leave some memory. There's something coming. If you're caller number 4, a number that is past, no past question. If you're number 4, say hello to Vic. Bid him a fine day. Make his day with something kind. And if he agrees to you at number 4, you're going to go see Jeff Tate. And that's on us. Thanks for playing. Cavalera. I got tickets in the next hour. I got stuff all day, every day. Got Cavalera, Papa Roach coming, College Slam Dunk tickets at 9. Dr. Jason Garrett and his walkout music are going to be coming today. It should be a fun day. Has everybody got their doctor's excuse taken care of for tomorrow? Do you, Vic? Well, I guess we'll be here and done by the time the tourney begins. But for you working folks, for you normies.
What was the numbers? Like almost $2 billion in revenue or cost because of that?
Yeah, the amount. Well, there's those. Okay, so there's 2 types that happen over the next couple of days. You've got the malingerers who have got a little bit of vet knowledge, corporate history, that have probably been working on their sick excuse with Jenkins, their boss, for 3 or 4 days. Monday, they probably showed up and were blaming the breeze and the dust in there and kind of coughing. My throat's a little dry. I think it's the dust. And then Tuesday, you show up and you go, man, this dust, it's really getting me. And now it's in my sinuses. And this morning, I woke up with a bit of a sore throat. Today, you wake up and you show up for work, and my recommendation, excuse me if I can get this out, is come to work a little disheveled. Look a little, not quite put together, but a healthy effort was given. And just say, man, I just don't feel good today. And you know, I'm not sure if it's the dust or not, but I'm dealing with this for 4 days. Now you set the table. So tomorrow when you wake up and you go meet the boys and everybody over at Twin Peaks for our annual takeover for games, you've got the ready built-in excuse that you've been sick. That's a vet move that's gone on for years. And it's really not as, it's not as needed as it used to be, because now we can carry the games with us. Now you can put it on your device. You can put it on your laptop or desktop, depending on the security that your help desk and tech team have. You can watch the games all day long, so you don't have to call in sick. But the work lost during the tournament is borderline. You wonder why they don't just give everybody PTO. What did you say? Billions, approximately $20 billion in lost productivity. That's I like to look at that as a tariff on fun. And since tariffs are a thing, we're just going to slap a $20 billion thing out there, and that's the tariff we're going to pay for fun. The productivity tariff that we're going to play for tournament time. Absolutely the greatest time of the year. And we will look very closely at those brackets. Figure out why Cooper Kupp went to Seattle. And cover the continuing saga.
Congratulations to Roy Boteo. He won Jeff Tate tickets. We'll be back.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. HIMSS can help. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. hims.com/joy.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live this Thursday and Friday to cover all the action.
This Thursday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North, and Friday, we're at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the frosty 29-cent drafts.
It's this Thursday. The Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North, and then Friday, we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business?
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, T-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. On the east side, 35 northbound at Pine Street. Watch for a stalled vehicle. It's off to the left shoulder. Highway 90 eastbound between Highway 211 and Loop 410. There's more than 15 minutes of stop and go. 35 northbound at 37. That wreck was cleared. Things are unwinding very quickly. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The road to San Antonio started in Dayton last night as your NCAA tournament play-in games began. Alabama State beat St. Francis 70-68 on a full-court pass with 0.7 seconds left. It was awesome. They're present. They get number 1 Auburn. In the nightcap, North Carolina shut me and most of the country up. They took down San Diego State easily, 95-68. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Not gonna happen. We could go, here you go. No. Hey, gather around. It's the Morning Huddle. I'm Rob Thompson. AJ in the hole. He will return tomorrow if he gets clearance from the doctor. That leaves so many questions. He's on vacation. He'll be back.
No, he'll be back.
That's Vic Brown on the other side of the double pane glass. I'm Rob Thompson. Welcome to 7 o'clock. Half the city's on spring break, right?
Yeah, it's last week and this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's reflected on the Brigade Bar and Morning All to that. I've got Cavalera tickets to give away. We'll do that in about 30 minutes. Brackets get in play again tonight. Texas plays, and I think it's Xavier. I appreciate the play-ins, and I get it, but I don't get the play-in from an 11 seed.
Right?
That's the one thing. We can argue about North Carolina getting in and all of that. I think if you're playing at an 11 seed, aren't you one of the top 64? If they're telling me that you're an 11 seed,
was it their records that?
Well, what I'm getting at is, if you're playing in to be the 16 seed, I get that. You're the last one in, and if you don't win, you're the first one out. But if you're playing in to be an 11 seed, that means you're ahead of the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 seeds. But if you lose at an 11 seed, you're already out without getting a chance to actually play in the tournament. I don't get the justification for play-ins at 11. I get the play-ins at 16, where the winner of that game gets the number 1 seed in that quadrant, that region. But playing in at 11, you have trouble convincing me of that. I just want, honestly, the top 68 teams playing, or at least those that get the at-large bids, the top at-large leftovers to get the bids. And if we do that, then we're doing it right. This I don't get, but it is what it is. Texas playing Xavier tonight. I don't think it's a referendum on Coach Terry's job, but it couldn't hurt.
Yeah, I get it.
I think that as we close down on on this season and recruiting begins, because no one expects Texas to go far. Even if they do win this one, they might, surprise.
Yeah,
but I
maybe
doubt.
the next one.
Yeah,
maybe.
I doubt. I mean, if you look what would happen, it's probably not likely. But at the very least, Texas needs to acquit themselves. And we talk about the pressure that North Carolina was under from not only just inside the locker room and the disgrace that was North Carolina shouldn't be here. North Carolina, a blue blood like that, should never be in the play-in game. That you're either in the tournament or you're not, and that you feel like Dayton is reserved for St. Francis and Alabama State and American. That's what this is set aside for. The lasts. And the embarrassment that North Carolina had to go through from former players and coaches and all those that have come through the hallways of the vaunted Blue Blood program, I didn't take into account. And I don't think the same pressure is being brought to bear at Texas. But there is, we forget the pressure on the individual players to be part of a long tradition. Now, Texas doesn't really have that, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of, look what the football team's doing, look what the ladies are doing, look what the baseball team's doing. Look at the track team. Look at all the success that Texas has. And one of our show ponies, one of the ones that we really look to, y'all are kind of bringing up the rear. So there's a little bit of that, whereas North Carolina, it is the basketball program. That's, they play some football. Mac Brown, at least they talked about it on Saturdays. But Texas, they just got to keep up appearances, and I think that's all Terry needs to do is just maintain the status quo. Don't get left behind, stay in the crowd, and we'll probably be happy with you. Even with that, the success ain't there. Not that's needed. I'm an advocate of keeping him. I have been all season long. No, I'm not. I'm also a realist, and I know what Texas expects. And I think if a win tonight against a worthy Xavier team that is going to make the game ugly, even if you win, you're not going to look good. That's what Xavier does to you. So if you lose and look ugly, it's going to look even worse because now perceptions matter because we can't work off the successes there. Keep me. I won a tournament game. I beat A&M twice. I did enough. With the loss and an ugly loss on national TV, it could go the other way, but I'm not going to swing all the way. I'm a victim of circumstance. I can be held hostage by the moment. And I thoroughly, going into yesterday, thought North Carolina was in desperate trouble. And the worst-case scenario was having to go play in a place like Dayton and have their flight delayed and deal with everything. But I forgot the pride that it takes to play at North Carolina. These are all five-star McDonald's All-Americans. These aren't the guys that chose between San Diego State and Cal Irvine. They're just a different stock, and they played like it. And Texas should do the same, although Xavier's got their own talent. If they bring what they've got and Trey plays like he's the NBA guy that I expect him to be, they should win this game, and Coach Terry will be around for another year. But if things go south and it looks as ugly as possible, look for a very interesting next 48 hours for the University of Texas, especially as Will Wade seems to be primed and waiting for that job. Now, tonight, we also get American and, St. Mary's? You don't need to worry about it. You can just wait for the outcome. It really doesn't. I don't know of any brackets that are required for that. There are 15 million plus brackets. And if you've already entered, hey, that's fine. We've already got our own. The SA Sports Star bracket, we've all set aside. Now, it's unofficial. It's not endorsed by the station or the Morning Huddle crew or the Blitz guys, but we do have an SA Sports Star bracket. If you want to sign up, we would love to have you there. I can assure you we'll dig through the prize closet and find some prizes. Again, this is just ad hoc. We're just putting this together on the fly. But, I'm going to win anyway. I've got the input of my sons, so I don't know what you guys are bringing to the table. But, hey, sign up. All these tickets that we have giveaways, we have stuff to give away. And I'll dig into Nick Trey's prize pig closet. We'll pull out some worthy prizes for what could be around the bend.
Later.
So go to ESPN. It's an ESPN bracket, of course. That's what we do. And San Antonio Sports Star, SA Sports Star, go find it and get your brackets in. tomorrow, with AJ's input, we're going to put in an official Morning Huddle bracket. And I believe the Blitz will do their official Blitz bracket along with, I guess, James Pledger's Rewind bracket. And then we'll have our individual brackets. And may the best man win. And if the best man or woman is a listener, more power to you. Bring it, as it were. The link is floating around on the socials. If you'll follow me or go to my feed on Twitter, it's there. Also, SA Sports Stars Twitter feed there. It's on my Facebook feed. Go there, click the link, and get yourself signed up for SA Sports Stars tournament bracket, the challenge, as it were, and we'll find something for you. We might even have you on the air. I don't know if Vic will let you.
Nah.
You don't think so?
I'm just kidding. No, I will.
On the other side, the NFL still has free agency in the wanes. We've got Jamar Chase knocking on Cincinnati as a place you can really focus on football because there's really nothing else to do. I appreciate that coming from I've heard that about San Antonio over the years. Cooper Kupp's in Seattle. We're going to hear some background as to how and why. And there's a coach, Cam Hayward, talked about the recruiting pitch for one Aaron Rodgers. What would you say to Aaron Rodgers to get him to come to your fair town and be a quarterback? Well, Cam Hayward has his input. Hey, let's talk some NFL as we head into break. Remember, I got Cavalera tickets just on the other side of next break. So you rockers, hold on tight. This is 94.1. You're on San Antonio Sports Star. Let's talk real quick about your water softener. I want to have a serious conversation about that big old thing somewhere in your home that is supposed to be taking care of your pipes and you. Now, to give it its just a little pass-through test, one of those little eyeballs, I want you to walk into your kitchen the next time you're of the mind and then pull out a glass from your cupboard. Do you see any white powder? Any white dust on there? I want you to go find the dog dish or the cat dish, and do you see any white flanking around there? Have you felt that little powdery feel or the way that the soap doesn't quite come off your skin before? That's your water softener not working. And if any of those things are happening, think about what's on your pipes right now. I want you to call Kinetico if you have a question or if you don't have a water softener, because Kinetico, well, let's not kid ourselves. It's the best out there. They're designed and built in the United States. They got the awards to prove their value and worth. And they've been around San Antonio for so long, half my friends and family and most of my neighbors have a Kinetico water softener. Reasons? One, it just works. Two, it functions on a level the likes of which we're not really accustomed to anymore. You know, this thing isn't computerized. It doesn't have a motherboard. You don't plug it in. It only works when you turn on the faucet. It saves you salt, it saves you power, and it works constantly. It's got a phenomenal warranty. Now, I say that, in all honesty, I've never used it. But I hear tell it was pretty good. I hope to never find out, but I do have it just in case. Now, those are the reasons to have it, and if you don't have one, here's an opportunity. Right now and for the next 90 days, Kinetico will come to your home, put one in, and let you find out for yourself. If you decide to buy it, that's the plan, right? Lots of deals there. You'll get some money for your old water softener. There's great financing available, and just for saying yes to what will be an obvious yes, you'll get a reverse osmosis drinking station on your sink just for getting that. I paid for it. You get it free. No more water bottles in your life. Reverse osmosis, clean, spectacular water right at your sink for the foreseeable future. Wonderful thing to have, right? All you got to do is call 656-PURE. If you need more details, I know I certainly would. KineticoSA.com is the locale. Hey, listen close. There's nothing like getting the very best. Go get a Kinetico today. Put the very best in your home and come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies, and ladies too, and hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player, or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hey, it's Adam Kevin from Counting Crows. Come out and see us on the Complete Suites Tour this summer. We'll be joined by our friends, the Gaslight Anthem. It's a summer butter miracle. Guess I should. Old songs, new songs. Come and hang with us.
Saturday, August 2nd, the SB at St. Paul Square. Tickets on sale now at thesb.com. Presented by ATG Entertainment.
It's Truck Month at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on 2025 Silverado 1500s and $10,000 off MSRP on Silverado heavy duties. Buy a new 2025 Equinox posted at $24,999 or $40,999 for a new Traverse. Plus 2 years of no-charge oil changes and car washes. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com.
Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay. Let me tell you, Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
Dude, I'm telling you, I wouldn't go in the water anywhere in Florida. The gators all over the place.
Would you go in the ocean?
Probably not.
Yeah, you would. You'd have to pee at some point if you're on the beach.
I only go in where I can sit.
You sit to pee while you're in the ocean?
Yes. I've got no problem with my manhood, but when you've had a few beers, you got to pee. I don't want to venture out too far.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
What year is it?
80,
90, 89, 90?
88 maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, good stuff.
Morning Huddle.
Just
Win in
80s.
Rome, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Cooper Kupp is landing in a brand new adventure. He's going home, as it were. He's at his press conference yesterday as the Seattle Seahawks announced their brand new shiny receiver. He grew up there. He talked in the presser about going to a frozen, frigid game and getting to miss school the next day. And, it's one of those great dreams. The other night, I love to see those homecoming stories. In the Spurs history, I remember Devin Brown getting to play here and growing up in San Antonio. Night before last, I watched a kid from Houston, Quentin Grimes, who came into town playing for the 76ers and just ripped Houston a new one and Houston's home court in front of his friends and family as he went to high school there. I love stories like that. So a guy like Cooper Kupp going home, I would, given the opportunity, most people might take a little bit less to play in front of your friends and family and do the things that you dream doing. But as he landed in Seattle, we had, as Cowboy fan, we kind of kicked around the tires that Cooper Kupp might look pretty good. Well, Adam Schefter told us yesterday that while we like the idea, so did Dak and CeeDee Lamb. This is what he had to say about it.
Oh, hold on.
Hey, I'm sorry. We're let's play 2.
Yeah, let's see. Where are they?
See, you're running into what AJ does. See, they don't allow me to have electronics because I screw it up even worse.
Yeah, see? All right, here we go. Schefter 2.
Friday morning, I mentioned the Cowboys had
fire that.
I forget the language I used, made a run or made a push for Cooper Kupp. Last Thursday, the Cowboys reached out about Cooper Kupp, and they were interested. And Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, the way I understand it, were on the phone with Cooper Kupp talking to him about the idea of coming to Dallas. And it was floated out there. And then the Cowboys heard the numbers, and they were at numbers that the Cowboys weren't going to get to, which brings Seattle back into play, which leads to Cooper Kupp getting a deal done with the Seahawks. But these things are fluid. Like, things happen. The Cowboys did get in the mix on Cooper Kupp. They found out the price. They were not in the mix. But Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, they wanted Cooper Kupp in the mix. And they had ideas about what it would have been like for him to be a Dallas Cowboy.
Okay. I find this story absolutely ridiculous. This reminded me.
Is it a prank or
Well,
something?
no, this reminded me of when I was a dad about 20 years ago, and my 2 sons, little Dak and CeeDee, came to me and said, "Hey, we want a new toy. We want a new toy. His name is Cooper Kupp. Can we have a new toy, Cooper Kupp?"
Oh, yeah.
And you know full well you can't afford this new toy. You're like, "Oh, yeah, boys, maybe we can have this new Cooper Kupp toy. Why don't you go and call him and see how much it'll cost? Why don't you go find out how much this Cooper Kupp toy will cost? And maybe we could afford this toy. You know full well that this new Cooper Kupp toy is going to cost well more than than Mama's going to let you spend for sure. Even though you'd like to have this new cool toy too. But you want your kids to find out and get an idea of value, how much money. So you go, you know what? Go call the toy store. Go call and see how much this Cooper Kupp costs. So then they go, hey, Uncle Jerry, hey, Daddy Jerry, this Cooper Kupp's going to cost us about $20 million. And then how much is that? Okay, if we pay Mr. Kupp to come and be the new toy, guess what? You don't get this, and you don't get that, and we don't get to go out on Saturday. And remember that trip we were planning to go to Disney? We can't do that now. So all that fun stuff you want to do, we cannot do it. And you can get this new toy.
How bad do you want the new toy?
Man, this is silly. That's not an effort. You have to go, well, the Cowboys have made an effort. You had your quarterback and wide receiver call him and see if you can get a discount. You call that an effort? That's trying to slip things past the goalie. That's something to go ask your mom.
Yeah.
Is
it one of those, instead of asking your mom, you ask your dad?
Well,
or reverse.
For Shefty to say, well, that it's a fluid situation and the Cowboys made an effort. You had your quarterback and your wide receiver, by Shefty's report, call and talk to Kupp and ask him, hey, man, you want to come play with us? You think your mom will let you come out and play? That's not an effort. That's appease the kids. But they knew it was going to cost in the mid-40s. They knew Cooper Kupp was going to cost $45 million. There weren't. I can't imagine that even Stephen Jones and Will McClay and their brilliant boss had a ballpark figure of what Cooper was going to cost. And they just didn't have the heart to tell their kids, their players.
It's too much.
I don't want to tell you, there's not going to be a Christmas this year, son. Yeah. It's been a rough year.
You'll find out the hard way.
You ever heard of this word called tariff? There's not going to be a Christmas this year, CD. Did you hear how much it costs? Do you have $15 million next year? I don't.
Unless they're going to give up their money, which they're not.
That's the next one. So, you know what, CD and Dak? We can get us a Cooper Kupp, but I'm going to cut your allowance in half.
Basically. Or let's say $10 million apiece or $15 million apiece.
What? What, out of my pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else we can call?
Mm-mm. How bad do you
I'll
want
tell you
it?
what, we'll sign Cooper, but our accountant's going to call your accountant, and we'll figure out how we can make the money up because I don't got it.
Yeah, and according to this, you now owe us money because you are underpaid. And
if we bring in Cooper Kupp,
yeah.
he's not going to have to do any chores. So you're still taking out the trash, and you're still going to have to feed the dog. We're going to let Cooper just kind of skate because he'll be new around the house.
Mm-hmm.
We made an attempt. The Cowboys made an attempt. Hey, Dak. Hey, Dak, go call Cooper. See if he'll come over for a sandwich, maybe for a year. You think you can get him to take a little off the top? No?
No.
Well, we tried.
So there's really no negotiating with Cooper as far as how much he's worth, much less, because other teams want him, but...
You're Jerry. You know he's from the Washington area. You know he went to college up there.
Yeah.
You know that he wanted to play for the Seahawks since he was 13. You know the going value of one of the top 10, 15 wide receivers in the NFL's right between 15 and 25 upwards. You know what value is, and you let Dak and CeeDee. And CeeDee knows what wide receivers get. Heck! Go call him and see if you'll, a little friendly something.
Yeah, a little friends and family discount. There
$45 million, you say? Okay, so I'm gonna have to cut your allowance in half, or at least we'll spread it out. So instead of $5 a week, and listen to how old I sound.
$5 a week? Wouldn't the last time that happened?
So you can go get yourself a stick of gum, young man. What is allowance now? I didn't give allowances.
I never gave allowances either.
So instead of your $20 a week allowance, I'm going to cut it to $10 a week. But I'll continue paying you $10 a week until you're 35. How's that?
Yeah.
That way, maybe we can get us a Cooper Kupp.
No.
I don't think that's.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to happen.
It's all good and everything until money is, or much less their money.
Vic, what really matters is they tried. You know, Shefty told us that. We tried. Hey, you think your mom will let you move to Dallas?
No, I don't think
she says
would.
She says she will, but it's going to cost $15 million a year for 3 years. Well, sorry, I guess you're not getting the new toy. Dak, give him a call. Dak, get CeeDee.
Come on, Dak,
Make
give
some
up
plans.
some of your money.
You
don't need all that scratch.
You hear 13-year-old kids sitting in the other room just making plans with no money, no how. Like, hey, you know what we should do tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, and it's a
we're
full
all
out.
going to do, and they make. We're going to go to the mall. We're going to the movies. Got no money, got no car, but they got a plan. That's the Dallas Cowboys. The 13-year-olds planning something with no money, no car, no direction. Hey, CeeDee, do you think you can convince your friend Cooper to come play with us? You think he'll take a cut? Hey, the band's name is Cavaletta. They play music that is hard and mean. And if you want to go see them, get on the phone and dial aggressively, 656-3776, and say something to piss Vic Brown off.
Yeah.
Just be kind. Caller number 6 in this long and
caller
wonderful.
6.
Yeah, let's leverage some money so we can get Vic paid. We'll be right back talking basketball as the Spurs welcome in the Knicks. And there's an interesting article about Greg Popovich that has to be discussed. This is the Morning Huddle. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. On the west side, Loop 410 northbound at Highway 151. There's an accident in the right lane. It's almost a 10-minute slowdown. 35 southbound between FM 1103 and Loop 410. There's more than 10 minutes of stop and go. 35 northbound at Pine Street. Watch for a stalled vehicle. It's blocking the median. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Listen, you can skip this ad, or you can double your first year cash back with Discover. Still here? Good choice. Discover automatically matches all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit NCAA.com/men's Final Four.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit IFFhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live this Thursday and Friday to cover all the action.
This Thursday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North, and Friday, we're at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the frosty drafts.
It's this Thursday. The Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North, and then Friday, we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
Wesley Financial
Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, gather around. Huddle up. I'm Rob Thompson. This is the Morning Huddle -1. The one Arthur Hoffman.
Yeah.
If you see him, please report him to authorities.
He's just gone
lost.
astray. Yeah.
He's lost and hungry.
He should be on 1604 somewhere by now.
Dude, no. He's going to be flying. I flew with him a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
The dude raw dogged a flight.
Oh.
Just sat and stared at a wall.
Really?
Yeah.
He's an awkward man.
That's a I can't I can't like zen out. I can't just
Oh, and just I get it.
Go inside my brain and stare at a spot for 3 hours and just raw dog. Can't.
Nah.
Do that. That's.
I'd have to watch something on the. I have to do something.
Yeah, I got to do something. I'll end up one of those guys taped to a chair with a ping pong ball in his mouth. Try to go open the door. Well, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go, man. I've been staring at a wall for the last 2 hours, and all I've had to eat is 3 little salted pretzels.
God forbid you go on an international flight. 12 hours of nothing.
Next time I go to Denmark, I'll raw dog it.
Yeah. Good luck.
Hey, lots of Spurs talk today, and while the Spurs slowly slide into obscurity of the season, big news dropped yesterday, coming on an ESPN National article, courtesy of Ramona Shelburne and San Antonio's own good friend of the show and a good dude, Michael C. Wright, who has now gone on to many other things across this great country. He played a role in an article that really described the entire saga to this date of the Greg Popovich stroke, the interim coach, the players' attitudes behind the scenes, Pop's relationship with those young players, the welcome back after the rodeo road trip, the emotional meeting, the status of the job search, those that have been in consideration, all in this deep and well thought out and really in-depth article, the likes of which you don't see very often on ESPN. Coach Popovich, and for my money, in my age group, is the greatest coach in any sport. Now, you could argue Belichick, and there's probably others out there, but for me, there's been no man that has lasted for this long with this many cast of characters that has been this successful like this. And the reverence for him is obvious by everybody that is in Pop's orbit. Just the sheer reverence for a man that has succeeded in remarkable ways due to a force of will and intellect, the likes of which that most people never run into. And when you do, we're all better for it. And it's reflected in the article. Everybody that speaks of Pop is great. My only concern, and I talked about it previously for those that have been hanging on, my Brigade Bard buddies and the rest that are in for the Tolo types, the turn-on, leave-ons. It kind of hurt my feelings reading the article. And it's a personal thing and it's a professional thing. As, you know, the city of San Antonio, we have adopted Pop and the Spurs. They're our family. Pop's been part of our conversations around kitchen tables and bar stools for 30 years. And for the story to be broken about our Pop, our grandfather, from ESPN, the 4-letter network out of Connecticut, just really bothered me. But I'm going to let that go. The minute-by-minute report of what happened the day of is one thing, and it's a really worthy read because it kind of reflected the grand thing of the Spurs in that we will tell you only what we want you to know, and that is it. There's no in-between. If you hear a rumor, it's just rumor. There's no leaks in this ship. But for those of us that have been in the industry, and because they have had a fair amount of coaches and the likes that have traveled through the Spurs orbit and are now landed other places, most of the people in my line of work, we talk to them. And they give us secondhand from what's going on behind this iron curtain of silence. And so here we sit. The next bit of this article beyond the day-to-day was my takeaway regarding how truly remarkable this season has been, including the Pop stroke. Because I think we're kind of numb as Spurs fans, not for the good reasons, but as a Spurs fan, the whirlwind that began with the lottery. And then remember the video of us dancing around the Rue Pub when we got the number 1 ball? From that moment on, we bit the hot pepper. We bit down on the pepper, and everything since then, we really don't have a lot of taste. We haven't really followed up on the pepper, but over this season, starting in November, keep in mind, our second-year player had blossomed. He was the easy defensive player of the year, was playing his way onto all-star games, and was right on track. You combine that with probably the second largest free agent signing in the history of the Spurs with Chris Paul. And then you combine that with the trade for De'Aaron Fox. It's been as busy a year as the Spurs have ever had. And in the midst of this, we're dealing without Pop. And now we sit at the end of this year with really no taste, and we're looking at a story of Pop diligently working his way back, where he is months ahead of rehab schedule, where when he did return, by the players' notes, it wasn't nearly as bad as I had feared. Now, while his conversation was measured and it wasn't as forceful, the glitter in his eye was still there by all accounts, and the coaching was still there. And the effort to become that coach again that we all want, but when you're talking about a 75-year-old man or person who has just gone through a rather significant stroke, one that left him in the hospital and in rehab for days, and we're going to ask, we're going to beg, we're going to wait for him to come back and get on a plane 41 nights a year or 40 times to put 10,000 miles on their miles list again at 75? Do we really want that? Are we asking that? The article carried through and talked about the relationship that Pop has built. The Pop tree is as big as any coaching tree that has ever been. And the newer relationship that he had with Coach K. And it brought up the fact that Coach K, of equal merit in college basketball, had the opportunity and the wherewithal to plan his departure, to handpick his successor, and to groom him for that moment. And Pop is now desperately trying to get that because he's outlived a broad term, but he's outlasted so many potential nexts. I mean, the list it's all the usual suspects, but until you put them down on paper and you go, it could be him, it could be her, it could be him, it could be him, it should have been him, it might have been him, or it could be him. The list is only the obvious, the top. We didn't get into college coaches, his relationship with Kansas, his relationship with some of the team, the USA basketball types. Steve Kerr was on that list as well. But right now, on this list, or in this article, according to Michael C. Wright and Ramona Shelburne, we still don't know. Spurs don't know. Pop's still working. Mitch is still the interim. And according to this, we're kind of waiting to see. Well, that's no one's ideal situation. The draft is rapidly approaching. The Spurs are going to have millions to spend and 2 picks in this one. 9 picks, number ones. High-end decisions that have effect years down the road, years past when anybody expected Pop to be here, but we at least figured he'd play a role in that decision. This next couple of weeks, the sum total of what I took away from the article is, when the end is near, you there's a signal. I don't know what it is. You just kind of want to let everybody know, quietly and low-key, that it might be time to prepare for something new. And this article really felt like the Spurs, in their obtuse, very quiet way of telling us, get ready for some news. Because this wasn't local, because the question would have been asked for those that live here who will exist under this umbrella, like, what's next, man? We got to know. We love you. But we got a lot at stake here. And priority number one isn't the next coach. It's who Wemby and his crew think should be the coach, combined with this long-term corporate knowledge. And I don't know the answer. I know I wouldn't want to be the next coach. I know that if I was a coach, I'd be first in line to get it, but knowing full well that you never want to be the guy to replace the guy. And knowing that, it makes that selection process even more difficult and even more time-consuming, because you're either hiring a guy who is willingly going to go stand in front of a firing squad, or has such a bold vision and is so comfortable in the fact that he's just like Pop, who will take a job and fire a 50-win coach, is ready to step into it and say, the critics be damned, I have a vision and we're going. I'm not sure that list of characters and coaches that have come past are that guy. I don't know. I know I wouldn't want to be asked to do that, but I would be the first in line to try. But it's time to figure it out. And I just took it as I closed this article down, and I can't recommend it more, that this was a warning, a shot. Prepare yourself. There might be some bad news imminent. There might be some news that we're going to have to finally wrestle with. We're finally going to have to address the fact that there will be a tomorrow without Tim, and there will be a tomorrow without Pop. And they're not nice
All
tomorrow.
good things come to an end at
all
some
of it.
point.
And this one, we've been pushing this can down the road for 5 years. And as I read this article, the hair stood up on the back of my neck, and it said he's earned it. And he has. He's earned it.
He's earned to do whatever he wants.
He's earned the right to tell us exactly when and where. But as part of his family, I've also earned the right to ask to kind of speed things up, because life is going to continue as you retire. And a good steward knows that. A good steward sets the table, makes the meal, and then watches you eat. He did that. Hey, coming back, how are your brackets? And do the Spurs have a prayer tonight against the Knicks? We got a lot to talk about, and I got some Papa Roach tickets just on the other side of the 8 o'clock hour. We'll be right back. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Oh, did I leave too early? Oh, I left too early. I thought we had a break in this hour.
Oh, no, not till, we're good till about
Well, let's change subject. Let's go. We had a 20-minute break. See, I got to, I work here. I work here. I sit in this chair every day. I don't watch the clock. That's not my job.
Yeah. Yeah, I watch it. I try to.
Is that what you were waving at?
Yeah.
I thought you were waving at Greeny.
No.
As we look at our brackets, I got a question for you. Just a couple of things. There's somebody in your bracket pool right now that has never played the game, that is doing brackets probably for the first time. It's probably Marge in accounting. Gonzalez down into the road crew.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody chip in $5 and do your bracket, and we'll walk away. We're going to get those folks hooked. So next year we can waste $22 billion of time and effort for businesses. So this year we've got all the bracket virgins, as we like to call them. And most bracket virgins, they go by memory. I've heard of that school. I'll pick them. Or mascot. What is the most frightening, intimidating mascot out there? Have you ever picked by mascots? I've got a
half of them. I don't even know who the mascots are.
Well, see, that's just it. Yeah. And I've got a Bet Online prop list of betting by or picking by mascots.
Really?
In the which mascot will go the farthest? I've got your odds. See, there are Wildcats, Cougars, Spartans, Aggies, Eagles, and Rams that are all represented by more than one school. The most common nickname, mascot, is Bulldog. Bulldog is a pretty good mascot to pick in a fight, I think. That's Gonzaga, Drake, Georgia, Mississippi State, Yale, Gonzaga, and Bryant. Bryant, you never know. But the others are all either upset favorites or favorites right up the bat. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Yale Bulldog as an Aggie, but the Aggies are in there too. There are 4 Tigers: Auburn, Clemson, Memphis, and Missouri. And if you pick a Tiger to win, it's minus 1,000. And you can pick any 4 at Bet Online. Which mascot will advance the furthest? You've got Kentucky and Arizona. They're the Wildcats. Or the Cougars. BYU, Houston, SIU, Edwardsville, which is Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. They are the Cougars. The farthest, as far as the money goes, the Wildcats at plus 170. As far as the Cats, I should put. Cougars are actually minus 250. So if you're a Wildcat, go Wildcat over Cougar. Right. Mascots that will advance the farthest, the Spartans, and there are actually 2 Spartans. Michigan State and Norfolk, minus 250. Not a lot of love there. Aggies, both Utah State and Texas A&M, plus 150. Might be the best money there. Eagles, the American Eagle, of course. American playing tonight. They're the Eagles. And Marquette, plus 1,400. And the Rams are also at a plus 1,400. That's VCU and Colorado State. Now, if you were picking, let's say, a color, like there's the Stanford Cardinal, not the bird, but the color. Is Cardinal tougher than, say, an Orange Man, if you were picking? What would you pick? The Syracuse, they're not in the tournament, but if you were picking a color, what would be the more dominant color? Vic, what would you pick?
I don't know.
This works.
Really?
I'll bet, like I'm saying, there's a bracket virgin right now going through brackets going, what's stronger?
I'll pick the
a Cougar
orange one.
Or an Aggie? A Spartan or a Bulldog? A Tiger or a Ram? This is going to win somebody.
Pick that way. Yeah. I wouldn't pick that way.
Like if you're a fan of Alabama and your mascot is a red wave in the Crimson Tide.
Yeah. So what is that?
Could a Crimson, well, you look at it, it's like rock, paper, scissors. A Crimson Tide could easily drown a Bulldog.
Right.
Just saying. If you put some effort into it, you can win a bracket. It's probably a little bit easier than picking San Diego State over North Carolina, which was an abject ass whooping. And I'll tell you what, I have not seen a team stand up and say, "Take my name out your mouth," more than North Carolina did last night. It was a blowout. Yeah. It was one of those. Take that home with you. I don't mean to do this to you. I'm sorry that this is going to happen to you.
Right. But
San Diego State, but I got to do this, and I can't stop. There's no calling off the dogs. We're going to beat you by 30, and I'm going to play my starters till there's a minute to go because I got a point to prove, and I got to shut up the governor of West Virginia and the attorney general as they look for nefarious activities as to why they didn't get into the tournament. I got to whoop your ass. I'm sorry, Aztecs. And oh, by the way, governor of West Virginia and attorney general of West Virginia, while you were busy searching for proof that there was something askew, while you were searching for those ill-gotten gains, backdoor deals, your head coach left. The head coach of the Mountaineers, West Virginia, left yesterday to go to Indiana. Shut up, West Virginia. I stand corrected. North Carolina, you firmly belong there. And West Virginia governor, you also stand corrected. Keep your business in politics and stop looking at the basketball court. There's better things to do, I believe. What's tougher? A Longhorn? I'm trying to figure what's the Xavier's mascot.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of mascots.
It's a pirate, I think. Their mascot is D'Artagnan from the Three Musketeers.
What? The Blue Blob.
And they have a secondary mascot as the Blue Blob. So I'm liking the Longhorns here.
Oh, yeah.
The D'Artagnan with the big feather in his hat and the funny beard isn't quite as threatening as I thought maybe a Xavier team would have.
Yeah, it looks like a drinker.
And that blue Muppet thing, that doesn't intimidate me at all. I think I'm liking the Longhorns more and more.
It looks like one of those. I can't remember the name of them, though. One that just goes more. I don't know.
You're talking about the blue blob?
Yeah.
Or the guy that's on the candy bar?
No,
one of the Three Musketeers.
The blue blob.
He looks like a Muppet.
Yeah.
So hey, by this method, Longhorn rest easy. You're in pretty good shape. Man, we're almost done with half of the halfway point.
Yeah.
We're about to reach the acme, the apex of our week. This is the high point, baby. I can see all the way to Corpus from here. It's downhill to the weekend. We got 2 more hours of this. Go self-medicate. We'll be right back. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Whataburger. The $5 breakfast Whata deal is cooking at Whataburger. For a limited time, from 6 to 11 a.m. daily, get either a taquito or honey butter chicken biscuit and any drink for just $5. See you at Whataburger.
I'm going to tell you about Carbach. Oh, sweet, sweet Carbach. How I love thee. If you are looking to upgrade your beer game, Carbach can do that. If you're tired of drinking the same old, you want something a little more flavor, a little more pop, Carbach's got that for you. If you're looking for an IPA, you want flavor? Oh man, that Hopadillo, that is in your face. And very hop forward, very intense hop flavor. And if that's too much for you, no big deal. That's their flagship IPA. But right now, they've got Hoplectic, which is a seasonal that they've got out that's way more balanced, a little more tamed, if you're into that. If you're not a hop guy, you don't go for IPAs, that's all right. The Love Street, that's their best seller. That's their Kolsch-style blonde ale. And, of course, me personally, I'm a fan of the Bachs. I like Crawford Bach. I like Johann Sebastian Bach, and I like Ziegenbach, all 3. 2 of those are Carbach beers. You can decide which ones. Either way, Carbach's got something for everyone, friends, and they're all over San Antonio. They've prioritized this market, so you're going to find them in the liquor stores. You're going to find them in your grocery stores, but more importantly, you're going to find them out at bars and restaurants. So when you're out and about making things happen, go ahead and you're watching these tournament games, go ahead and ask your bartender, please make it a Carbach.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to benkelaw.com.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access from $49.9. That's right, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens Saturday, March 29th, one day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at just $49.9. Call now to secure your private tour Saturday, March 29th. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for event day specials and our helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. Get your piece of this coastal paradise. 210-853-0389.
Pizza craving? We've got you covered at Round Table Pizza. We've been crafting pizzas with premium, high-quality ingredients for over 60 years. From our made-from-scratch dough to our savory toppings piled all the way to the edge. Find your nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. On the southwest side, Loop 410 eastbound between Old Pearsall and Highway 90. There's almost 20 minutes of stop and go. 35 southbound between FM 1103 and Loop 410. You've got almost a half-hour slowdown. 35 southbound at Division Avenue. On the frontage road, there's an accident blocking the right lane. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The road to San Antonio started in Dayton last night as your NCAA tournament play-in games began. Alabama State beat St. Francis 70-68 on a full-court pass with 0.7 seconds left. It was awesome. They're present. They get number 1 Auburn. In the nightcap, North Carolina shut me and most of the country up. They took down San Diego State easily, 95-68. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here we go. Gather around, huddle up. That's why we call this show the Morning Huddle. I'm Rob Thompson. Half the duo that is normally here, A.J. Hoffman, is on vacation. He'll be back tomorrow. Well-deserved vacation. You got cats to feed and wagers to make and thousands of trading cards to go through.
And all that mead he's got to drink.
And they got mead getting old in his cupboards. Dude, let me tell you.
I'm telling you, man.
That my co-host has developed a rather severe obsession with trading cards. It's as I've gone over to take care of his cats.
Yeah. Did his house look like the store with cards?
There's like unopened boxes everywhere. There could be beer. It could be.
Well, those could be worth some money. Yeah, those could be worth some money unopened. You never know.
I know he's part of these beer clubs where they mail beer to each other.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. So it could be that. I'm not going to lift him. I'm just saying you go into his apartment and there's like it's trading cards, boxes, and mead.
And a cat.
And a cat. And a very angry cat. that waits on us.
That's your host, ladies and gentlemen.
He'll be, the co-host with a cat problem will be back here tomorrow, taking care of his wild animals. The NBA will get back into business despite the fact that everybody's alumni of some school for the most part, and they're all going to be busy with the tournament. But the games continue. The Spurs welcome in the New York Knicks. Last night, I got a chance to to watch one of the odds-on favorite Cleveland Cavaliers lose to the Los Angeles Clippers. And it crossed my mind that if you were looking for a weakness in Cleveland, if you're an OKC fan, who, by the way, is going to go through a little bit of the ringer today because it looks like they're going to bench just about everybody and prep for the 76ers. No Shea, they're going to bench 3 or 4 starters just for rest. I think that there's going to be an NBA inquisition about that. But Cleveland, I think we saw the weakness for Cleveland last night. And I'm not saying it's going to be that they're not going to win it all because of this. But I'll say this. If they don't win it all, it'll be because of this. Their guards are too small, man. They can't defend. Last night, James Harden went nuts doing what big guards do. And as much as I like Spida, I don't think that they've got the size to defend what they're going to have to defend. Now, they're huge up front. And I like a matchup with them and the Nuggets. I think that that's a team that they're kind of built to beat. And they might be kind of built to beat the Celtics. I think while they can get dominated by big guards, they can defend Tatum and Brown. They got enough size and mobility to defend them. I don't think they're too worried about Derek White, although he's a pretty good-sized guard as well. I think for Cleveland to now, and I've talked about it for weeks, there's something about Cleveland that I just haven't bought in yet. And last night, after I had realized after the first 8 seconds of the Carolina-San Diego State game that this was going to be a scrimmage, I went and found the Clipper game. And to watch, and now granted it's a roadie and it is March and there's other things going on and they're comfortably ensconced. They've already secured. When and if Cleveland's to go down, it'll be because they can't defend guards. It was very apparent last night that no matter the help, no matter the offense they can bring, if you've got a couple of guards, one, namely Shai Gilgeous, you can probably take them out. If you have just enough size to balance things out. Just an observation to kind of file away as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. I personally start looking for reasons why that it won't happen. And as we get closer to the playoff, the ones with the fewest reasons why it won't normally is the one that's to win it all. And this year, we got 4 teams with not very many reasons why not. But for Cleveland, the glaring example for me, at least right now, is defense on the guard side. That if you've got a ball-dominant guard, a type that can dominate the ball, go get his own shot, that they just don't have the wherewithal to defend man-on-man. So then you're starting to deal with doubles, and then you get yourself into a position where you're playing chess with other coaches, and they get you out of the situation. Other than that, last night's NBA was relatively light. The Spurs had the night off in prep for the Knicks tonight. After reading that rather emotional article, it just seemed like basketball itself, as far as the game, it really kind of took the things, took the importance of the game tonight to kind of a second level. But, it was already there anyway. But to take on the Knicks at home is one of those games where you go, well, the Knicks, as AJ put it a couple of weeks ago, which I do believe, and I think he's not alone in this, might be the most overrated team in basketball. That really, only time you're truly worried about the Knicks is if you're playing them there. That they're adequate in some places, great with Jalen Brunson, but for the most part, they look like a team that could not be around. And they've been without Jalen Brunson since the 6th with an ankle injury. They've been 3-2 without him. And after that makeup game, they thought they were going to have a little bit more time. The Spurs entered the game tonight 28-38. The Knicks are 43-24. Wemby certainly out, Fox out, Bassey out, of course. The Knicks are going to be without Brunson and Mitchell Robinson. He's going to be questionable. Karl Anthony Towns, while the Knicks have been down, the Cat has spent the last 2 years proving a bunch of his doubters wrong, and considering what he's done this year, he's shooting nearly 43% from the floor, or from the three, and averaging 13 rebounds a game. And when we look at the lines later on, I think that's all you need to know. That Karl Anthony Towns is having a career year, and we got nothing to go up against that. And the worst-case scenario is Bismack guarding a three-point shooter, leaving that lane wide open for the likes of Mikal Bridges, who's had another really good year. Oh, and by the way, as I talk about Mikal Bridges, we have an update on Tracy Morgan. I'm sure you've heard. In the Knicks' last game, the game was stopped mid-game, early game, as Tracy Morgan blew chunks onto the floor.
Literally
blew chow. Turns out he had food poisoning.
Yeah, I told you it wasn't. It couldn't have been related to his.
Isn't that the standard fallback?
Well, like with me, if something happened to me, you would think, oh, it's because he's diabetic, or because that's the first thing that comes to your mind.
The standard fallback is food poisoning if you're outwardly sick or can't make it, because there's really no way to track it. You never know if you had a bad piece of lettuce.
Did he say what he ate or when he ate? Because I don't think people are going to eat at the stadium.
I don't want to know.
I do want to know where he was.
No, I don't want to know what Tracy has for his pregame meal. I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
Because it might be exactly what I expect. So he had the food poisoning, and he's better. So we can all rest easy that our long national nightmare is over. As the Knicks come in, interesting storyline started to pop up over the last couple of weeks. Regarding the Knicks, regarding Tom Thibodeau as their head coach, a renowned tough guy, a hard-nosed coach, great coach, but you play hard for Tibbs, and Tibbs has a tendency to find his dudes, play only his dudes, and when they get tired, they have to continue playing. He normally goes about 7 deep. That's about it. And the Knicks are getting a little tired. Josh Hart came out the other day saying, maybe I'll have to play 48 minutes. Maybe 38 would be great, and we find some help off the bench as we come through this line. So that speaks to me as a tired team. Josh Hart's going to be a difficult matchup tonight. This is a game I don't expect to win. So when we look at what can we hope for, is continued growth from Steph. That's really all I want to see. I want the ball in his hands as much as possible. And I say that with a newfound kind of attitude about Chris Paul. I was the first to kind of jump on the bandwagon, even before Wemby got hurt, starting to question how much time Chris Paul is spending on the court versus Steph coming off the bench and other possibilities. And then there's the De'Aaron Fox thing. Did you know Chris Paul is on pace to play his most games in a season since his Phoenix year back in 2021?
Really?
Yeah, the bubble year.
Oh,
which he didn't have to travel for the playoffs. It'll mark his 68th game of the season, and he's only failed to score in double figures. Well, he hadn't scored in double figures in the last 7 games. Yeah, so he's turning into a statue. He's obviously worn down. I don't believe he's practicing at all. He's going to walkthroughs, but if there's sweat to be had, it's because he's rehabbing and not practicing, which, such is the NBA. But, dude, after what Shelbourne and Michael C. Wright told me in the ESPN article about Pop, that what a fortuitous get for Chris Paul. He was brought in, he and Harrison Barnes, for one reason, and that was to model, to mimic, to show what a professional looks like, to do the things that it takes, to show what it takes to be at the upper end of your game 20 years into your career. For Harrison Barnes to show what it's like to be a bench guy or a guy that has to be ready at all times, to show Keldon and all those dudes coming off the bench or on those peripheral starters what it takes to be those guys. But what they turned out being was the emotional lifeline of this team. And I always found it interesting that, Keldon Johnson is the oldest Spur. The longest tenured Spur is Keldon. And I don't think we view him as that. They needed to have and I'm using this term as broadly as possible. But thank goodness there has been a professional and a leader, the likes of which is with Chris Paul in this locker room over the last 5 weeks. He was the one that told the team what had happened to Pop. It wasn't Keldon. It was Chris Paul, who was living in a hotel in November. He was in, thank goodness we had, and this is not the best word, an adult in the room, but Keldon, while being the senior Spur, the guy who knows where has been around the longest, has seen the most, he's not the leader. He's not the guy they turn to. It was Chris Paul, and thank goodness he's here. Man, you can play as much as you want. Fist out, fist up, you can come out. You want to go back in, don't even check with me, you're in.
Poor guy, he wants a ring so bad.
He does, and he's not going to get it here. But,
no.
Judging by the article, judging by what we've seen, thank goodness he's here. And I brought this up, and this is obviously a conversation for another day. But we were talking about, as Pop in the article and, just the general realization, the cold gray light of dawn moment when you think this probably is it for Pop as far as his coaching tenure and all the stories. Thank goodness he's here. But if he was to say goodbye, what were we going to do? And we were talking about statues and all, and the things that we would put up there.
It's got to be on top of the Tower of Americas.
No, I think we need to replace that swirly statue that Mexico gave us about 20 years, and we'll just put Pop
it there,
right there like Saddam Hussein. He'll have his,
Nah, it's got to be on top of the tower like in Rio.
Like
with the arms spread out.
With and a glass of wine. Maybe he's toasting us with a glass of wine.
No, and holding a whistle,
we're going to talk about the article here in about 45 minutes or so. And you can tell Michael C. Wright played a role in the background and the B-roll of the article because they talked about Pop and his Southtown foodiness and the restaurant that he's invested in there in Bliss and all the different things that he does with his new team. We'll get into that in the 9 o'clock hour, but we got more to talk about. The Dallas Cowboys made a vital and, a valid,
a little bit,
some would say, Adam Schefter would, attempt to go get Cooper Kupp. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to hear from Schefter as to the vital and valid attempt that the Dallas Cowboys made to get him. And we're also going to hear from a coach in the NFL that actually has a recruiting pitch for Aaron Rodgers. And it doesn't involve psychedelics and licking frogs. Let's talk some NFL as the free agency tour continues. Hey, hang around with us. This is the Morning Huddle, -1, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You wake up this morning feeling good about yourself, feeling good, ready to go, nothing paining you, keeping you out of life. If that's you, carry on about your day, but please keep it to yourself. You're one of the few. If you're like most of us, you probably woke up with something that is just painful enough to let you know about it, but not painful enough to keep you from doing things. Well, guess what? That will eventually start to keep you from doing things. Don't live with pain. There's a fix out there. It's called Arasti. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio with one goal in mind, and that's to get you out of pain as fast as possible in ways you might not have considered. Most of us go to the doctor, you say something hurts, they give you a pill and say, come back if it keeps hurting. We'll hide the pain for a while, and maybe it'll fix itself. How often does that work? Or maybe the option is, hey, we got months of physical therapy that you can go through, and eventually, after you suffer through all of this, you might start to feel better. But don't come back and talk to me for another 6 months. Here's your physical therapist. Don't go that route. Arasti is here to fix you and fix you fast. You don't need a referral to go. You can just make the call, and they do. Yes, they do accept most insurances. Here's the number you need. It's 1-800-404-6050. The website, it's easy. It's Arasti.com. Now, how does it work? Why does it work? Well, when you walk into an Arasti provider, you get a full evaluation. They're going to check you out top to bottom and find out what the problem is. And then they're going to work with your body to fix itself. Not pills, not surgery, your body fixing itself. And let me tell you, I'm living proof it works. Lower back issues, sprains or strains. You might have a frozen shoulder. Maybe it's those tension headaches that start in the middle of your shoulders and punch you right in the forehead. If you're dealing with all that, Arasti can fix it. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call Arasti. Let them take care of you, and when they do, they'll fix you fast. Come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies, and ladies too, and hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player, or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. Don't miss the 2025 State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. Witness the nation's top dunkers and sharpshooters battle it out live in person. One epic night of unbelievable skill and electrifying energy. Thursday, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Tickets are going fast. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. See you April 3rd for the State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. One night, pure action. Don't miss it.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live this Thursday and Friday to cover all the action.
This Thursday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North, and Friday, we're at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the Frosty drafts.
It's this Thursday. The Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North, and then Friday, we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, 149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. 149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Gather around, huddle up. It's the Morning Huddle. Dr. Jason Garrett's imminent. He'll be here in just a couple minutes. We're going to talk injuries, primarily Cooper Flagg, the most talked about ankle.
Yeah. Did you
in
see
all
like
the world.
He twisted it pretty bad when you look at it.
Yeah,
like,
he popped it pretty good.
I'm surprised it didn't break.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. I've seen worse. I'm not going to say.
Okay.
But it was.
He bent it pretty good.
It was pretty awkward. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's a 2-weeker for sure.
well, we'll see. That's why I love having Dr. Garrett on, because Duke was talking about him practicing on Friday, or could be available now. With more
then
news
again,
to follow.
his age has a lot to play with it.
Yeah, he's a kid.
Something like us now, we're down for the count.
if I've rolled an ankle,
you'd be.
So I was running from a bear.
Yeah.
Or fell down the stairs. I don't do it.
And you'd be in a cast in the hospital with your leg in the air,
and
holding up.
Yeah,
and
I'd be milking it for everything it was worth. So we'll talk about the negative X-rayed Cooper Flagg and the good news about him being able to walk alone, and see if he's going to be ready. And other NBA news regarding LeBron getting back from his
and what
groin
percentage
injury.
he would be in. How much? He's not 100%. What are you? 90, 95?
And is that like rain? Like it'll?
Yeah.
Or is it just percentages? We'll talk to Dr. Garrett in just a minute. The world of the free agent quarterbacks continues to turn, and there's still some players waiting to find a chair to sit. Aaron Rodgers is a person of note. His job has been taken by Mr. Fields. What would you say to bring in an Aaron Rodgers? What would be your recruiting pitch? Let's find some sound there, Vic.
Yeah, hold on.
Let's dig into that soundboard if we can find it.
Yeah, let me look for it. Let's see. Which one?
We're looking for number 3, the Cam. See, this is professional, right?
Yeah, here it is. Oh, I found it.
Yeah, that's it.
Here it is.
I ain't doing that or darkness retreat. I don't need any of that crap. Like, either you want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler or you don't. That's simple. That's the pitch. Like, if you want me to recruit, that's the recruiting pitch. Pittsburgh Steelers. If you want to be part of it, so be it. If you don't, no skin on my back.
Do you think people talk to Aaron Rodgers like that? I hope so.
I know, right?
I think more people need to talk to him like that. And I think if you did talk to him like that, it might be the kind of thing that I respect that kind of stuff. That was Cam Hayward on the recruiting pitch to bring Aaron to Pittsburgh. I said it yesterday, and I'll continue to say it. If the Vikings sign Aaron Rodgers, it will be tantamount to malpractice. You have brought the cancer in willingly. You opened the chicken coop and let the fox in. Yep. You how much more do you need to see of what he's capable, the destruction he's capable of bringing to a team? They're walking a fine line. This is a balancing act. They've got talent on the edges. They've invested in now an unproven and I'm not going to call him injured anymore. It's been a year since the knee, but he's going to have to. He's coming off with one less year to prove himself. They're walking a fine line. I can just say this: that the dumbest move would be to bring in Aaron. It just wouldn't make any sense. And Pittsburgh, on the other hand, sure. Him or Russell, they're the same dude. They go about things a different way, but they're the same dude. They carry the same amount of gravity. They require the same amount of limelight, the same kind of prima donna treatment. They require all of that. It's the same dude. The first one to answer the Cam Hayward talk. Hey, man, if you want to be one, come on, but if I'm not going to kiss your ass. I would like to think that other teams out there would treat Aaron the same way. In a couple of minutes, in the 9 o'clock hour, I want to talk about something that I saw kind of float past. I saw a tweet from Shereen Williams, Mother Football, for talking about the Dallas Cowboys. And the Cowboys are assigning numbers to their new dudes. And Javonte Williams, the new trade running back, he's going to wear 33. That's not 22. That's not Emmett. But prior to 22, there was 33, and that was Tony Dorsett. Mm-hmm. And prior to Tony D and 33, there was Dwayne Thomas. There is a lineage to this, one that is a number of respect. For a long time, the number 54
I know that one.
was a number of lineage, of respect. Mm-hmm. You got 54 because you were Randy White-like.
Yep.
For the Longhorns, for you old school Longhorn types, number 60, that number matters. You're putting on Tommy Nobis's number. It matters. You earned that. Are some numbers sacred that you don't just, they're not retired?
Yeah, like
I'm not talking Ring of Honor stuff.
Like 88,
I'm not talking about that. But there are certain numbers for certain teams that you have to kind of reserve. And, Vic, you just brought up 88. Mm-hmm. That's been carried through for a lot of dudes over a long period of time. And you don't just get 88. Now, I can tell you this, as a guy that shows up at training camp and you see a guy walk out in training camp that you don't know his name and he's wearing number 12, dude, you're not going to be a Cowboy very long.
Yeah.
You walk out.
Pick another number. Buddy.
You walk out as a running back or a defensive back wearing 22. Yeah, it ain't going to last very long. That's just not going to hold much water. There's just certain numbers that deserve a bit of respect. And Javonte, I'm glad you're here, but are some numbers sacred? In the 9 o'clock, about 9:30. What other numbers are sacred to specific teams? Like, for the Spurs, 21's kind of sacred. 9's kind of sacred. 20 kind of sacred. 44, 50 kind of sacred. We don't just give those numbers out. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to be invited to training camp and be given the number 20.
Yeah, no.
You ain't no Manu. You better go take that off.
Yeah.
What other jerseys, numbers on your favorite team you just don't ask for, you are given? We'll get to that in a minute. The Cowboys had an opportunity in the last week to significantly improve their receiver core. We know that they're operating with next to nothing, a very tight budget. But there is money in the cushions. They're renegotiated. They've squeezed some more juice out of the orange. And the first great opportunity to cross their path with this newly found renegotiated money was Cooper Kupp. Now, some others have come and gone, but this was one of those flashy kind of things that we know Jerry appreciates. And Adam Schefter yesterday reported to us, well, I'm going to let him tell you, how the Cowboys went about trying to recruit one Cooper Kupp. Dak and CeeDee did their best. They made a call. It's number 2.
Yeah. Friday morning, I mentioned that the Cowboys had, I forget the language I used, made a run or made a push for Cooper Kupp. Last Thursday, the Cowboys reached out about Cooper Kupp, and they were interested. And Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, the way I understand it, were on the phone with Cooper Kupp talking to him about the idea of coming to Dallas. And it was floated out there. And then the Cowboys heard the numbers, and they were at numbers that the Cowboys weren't going to get to, which brings Seattle back into play, which leads to Cooper Kupp getting a deal done with the Seahawks. But these things are fluid. Things happen. Fluid. The Cowboys did get in the mix on Cooper Kupp. They found out the price. They were not in the mix. But Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, they wanted Cooper Kupp in the mix. And they had ideas about what it would have been like for him to be a Dallas Cowboy.
Now, sometimes you have to literally don't listen to the sentence. Listen to the words that Adam Schefter used. Because he told us that's not in the mix, brother.
Yeah.
That you're telling me, Adam Schefter, that the Cowboys were in the mix, man. They made an effort. Now, they made a call. No, they didn't make a call. Their quarterback and their wide receiver made a call. By Schefter's word, they didn't. They were active, whatever that was. But you're going to tell me that Jerry, the hey, he's been around the block a minute. He knows what the hell he's doing. Jerry, the GM, had no idea what Cooper Kupp was going to be worth. Didn't think that he'll probably be worth upwards of $50 million by the time you pay the whole contract. Man. And how you guarantee it and how you spread it. And it'll probably, at the minimum for Cooper Kupp, because he's got his life to consider, going to be a 3-year deal, and probably 75% of this thing is going to be guaranteed. I knew that. I could have told you that. I'd like to think that Steven, if asked, probably could have brought up the fact that, Cooper's kind of expensive. We expect he's going to cost us about $50 million. I know what my number is, and I don't have that number. But they didn't tell Dak and CeeDee that. They let them make the call and act like they were 13-year-old boys making plans with no money, no ride, no nothing. Hey, you want to come over and play? Hey, you want to come down to our house and play? Oh, you need a ride? Oh, you're gonna have to stay the night. It's gonna cost some money. Let's go talk to Jerry. Hey, Jerry, it's gonna cost $45 million. Yeah. No.
Can he sell an oil well?
No. We don't have the money. Well, why'd you make me call? Make the call then. Yeah. That's not an effort. Hey, you want to come play with us? Will you play with us on a discount? That they made an effort. They were in the mix. That is a CYA for those who know nomenclature. Right. They're covering it. There was no attempt. That's making us think that there was a try. We would love to have Cooper Kupp if he'll play for a league minimum. We tried. I just couldn't talk him into it. I called Cooper personally and said, you know what we'll do? I will happily pay you $4 million a year. Maybe even $5. I'll guarantee every penny of it. And he said no. He decided he'd rather go home and play in his home field in the 150 miles from where he grew up for $45 million, and he told us no. Dang it, we tried. Next. Hey, let's talk with Dr. Jason Garrett. Figure out if Cooper Flagg's going to play a role in this tournament. And did Domantas Sabonis just seal the Sacramento Kings' fate with a recent injury? We got a lot to talk about. Dr. Jason Garrett is imminent. This is the Morning Huddle, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the southwest side, Loop 410 southbound at Valley High Drive, there's a wreck off to the left shoulder. It's going to cost you 20 minutes from Freeport Road. 35 southbound approaching Loop 1604, an accident is blocking 2 right lanes. There's a 35-minute slowdown. Highway 90 eastbound between Highway 211 and Loop 410, there's at least a 10-minute delay. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy or TRT may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone Weight Loss with over a decade of TRT experience. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
Imagine waking up in the morning to ocean views on Matagorda Bay. I know that you can. Minutes from world-class fishing. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. Don't miss this one-day event, Saturday, March 29th, where you can get 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access for just $49.9. That is correct, just $49.9. John Lopez here, and I host the Texas Saltwater Fishing Podcast, Bite Me. If you love the Texas coast like I do, you're going to love this gated community. With a resort-style pool and cabana, boat slips and launch, boat and RV storage, paved roads, on and on it goes, underground utilities, and so much more. It all happens Saturday, March 29th, so call for your private tour, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Ask about the grand opening day specials and the helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Get your piece of coastal paradise.
George gets justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
Lives?
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames. Because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster. Which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
San Antonio, the NCAA 2025 Men's Final Four is coming April 4th through the 7th. Check out Reese's Men's Final Four Friday, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you can watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game at the Alamo Dome for free. And for the music lovers, March Madness Music Festival, presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, with 3 days of free concerts, featuring the biggest acts in music at Tower Park and Hemisphere. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
Lives?
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Get ready to play in the street. Ciclovia returns to the Broadway route on Sunday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This YMCA of Greater San Antonio community fitness event takes over the streets for cycling, walking, and safe, healthy fun. Visit ciclovia.org for more details.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
Listen all this week to The Blitz to win tickets to see the Counting Crows at the SB. Saturday, August the 2nd, the Counting Crows, the complete suite store, comes to the SB. Tickets are on sale now. Go to thesb.com. Win tickets to the Counting Crows with special guests, the Gaslight Anthem from 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
We got walk-up. We got the call from the manager. We called for the big right-hander. We need some heat to close it out. And he's not up pitching. He's not in the dugout. He's not up throwing. I got no Garrett. I got walk-up. I got a lead for him. It's the top of the 8th.
Yeah.
I only need about 20 pitches. And he didn't answer the call. Oh, well.
Yeah.
See, it's been a minute since I got to talk with Garrett. Maybe he found out that AJ wasn't here and decided not to.
Yeah, he's thinking, oh, maybe they're not there this week.
Well, no, maybe he just didn't want to talk to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to tell him it's just Rob, but he never answered.
Yeah, it's just regular. He's been listening.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
had
looking
his music for him.
I know it's the best walk-up music for any medical segment anywhere in the country, I think.
Yep.
Today I'm going to go have lunch with and go watch the San Antonio Gunslingers. Our Arena Football League is getting back into action. We've been giving away tickets over the last couple of weeks. I'm going to go over there today and watch them work out as they get ready for their season. And I kind of dressed for the occasion. You know, normally I didn't want to look like a radio slob.
Nice shirt.
And I got dressed this morning, and I actually picked this out last night.
Yeah, it looks like
I'm the type that kind of prepares.
You need like a beige cowboy hat to go with that.
I'm looking at what I chose, and this is only for those that are on the brigade bar. And you can if you don't, well, you should be.
Yeah,
on the
his name tag is hidden behind the mic. If you're looking on a,
I put on. This is a relatively new shirt, and it's got, for those you can't see, it's got some like Western piping. It's got like Cowboys snap, and it's black.
It's lace. It's a gold color, right?
And it's
or
got
yellow?
this gold color like cowboy piping.
Or khaki.
I like it. Yeah, khaki probably.
Yeah,
I think it's a rather fetching, good-looking shirt. And I put it on with these gray pants and these black shoes. And I just saw myself reflected in the mirror, and I don't look like I thought I looked like. You ever catch that when you look at yourself and you're like, this doesn't look anywhere
than what you thought it would have been?
I look like I'm probably the waiter at the Big Tex Steakhouse at Amarillo.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to dare you to eat the 72-ouncer. I look like a waiter at a Big Tex Steakhouse.
You just need
All
cowboy
I need
boots.
is to button this up and put on a bolo tie and some kind of bad flea market cowboy hat.
No, I remember I was telling you, you look like a salesman where I got this car that's got 200,000 miles on it, and it's ready to go.
Come on down to Honest Rob's Auto Ranch, where if you can't find it, you don't need it.
Yeah.
But next coming up, we got us a 1999 Ford Escort.
And you just got this gallon hat on, right?
Big ass hat. I might have to go home and change. A couple years ago at the Miami Super Bowl, you know, coming from San Antonio and being a man of my build, I don't like tucking shirts in. I don't like showing off the belly. I like to kind of blouse the belly.
It demonstrates your waist level.
And it's also a movement thing. I like to be able to move free in case somebody's trying to jack me. To be able to respond.
Yeah, you want to do it comfortably.
So I like Guayuberas. I like that. I mean, they're made to be worn out. They got pockets. I can keep my Metamucil and my
Tums
and my Flomax at hand at any time.
Yeah.
We were in Miami for the Super Bowl, and I showed up for the Radio Row that first day. And keep in mind, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, and I had on a yellow Guayubera that was exactly the same color. Exactly the same color of everybody that worked in the Miami Convention Center. I could have walked. I could have gone anywhere in that building. I didn't look Cuban. Well, I guess I kind of did.
Well,
Cubans.
If you were in the sun all day, maybe.
Well, I mean, but you know, there's some blue-eyed Cubans.
Yeah.
But I looked like the help. I was like, more coffee, sir. Yeah. And I could have gone in the kitchen and gotten whatever I wanted. Today,
walked out.
I look like I'm either trying to sell you a car or serve you a steak. You know, if you eat this steak.
A high mileage car.
Yeah.
Not a car, just a high mileage car.
I look like the guy that would have fixed the odometer. That it would have rolled that sucker back.
No, you look like a guy, like you have a pickup truck that has the license plate of like Rob and Kelly.
Oh,
like Bud and Sissy, like an urban.
Yeah, that's how I'm dressed today to go meet the gunslingers. I'm here with the catering company.
Are you gonna walk in bow-legged? Hey, how y'all doing?
Man,
come on.
I thought this was gonna be kind of a, I thought I was going to look decent, but no.
Nah, you look fine.
I got to go clip on a name tag.
Yeah.
Which, I'm all for. I'd wear a name tag all the time.
What do you want to say? Rob, Robert, Bob?
No.
Billy Bob?
That's what it would have.
Yeah.
No, I'd have some kind of nickname.
All right.
I don't know what it would be. It would vary by my day. But a nickname it'd be Honest Bob today.
There you go.
I look like the guy that my brother tries to sue.
Yeah, you do.
I look like the guy that got your...
That's him. Go serve him. That's the one.
Your naive nephew into a 5-year-old 200,000-mile car. I'm that guy.
At $8.99 a month.
And I did a good job for him. I got him in at 9% interest.
Oh, my
God. So, and this 2018 Ford Probe will be your son's in 72 easy payments.
Yep.
I look like that guy. Or I'm going to give you if you eat all 72 ounces and you have to have the salad, you get this whole thing free. And go. That could be me. Either way.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. That was really stretching. We talked about the new number 33 with the Dallas Cowboys, Javonte Williams. He is going to make an impact, and he did speak to us Dallas Cowboy fans yesterday. He and Miles Sanders are both going to be in that running back room, and we got to hear from both of them. Okay. Javonte is going to make a difference. We know that. Miles is going to make a difference. They're both going to obviously brought in for probably slightly different purposes, but they are going to be the meat and potatoes of this running game. Miles Sanders coming from environments previous that have had identities that he says feel a lot like the Cowboys offensively.
Them getting me here in person and, just not really talking about football, just really just building relationships with these guys, so which is a plus for me. And I feel like I made the right decision, and this is a fit for me. And I like what the coach is doing for his identity, and I came from stuff like that, and just ready to ball out and contribute to the team.
Miles Sanders, a seasoned vet. We know exactly what Miles Sanders is capable of. And it was a lateral move as far as he goes. I'm not sure he's quite the power guy that Rico was, but I think he's probably a little bit better out of the backfield and can do a couple of things that Rico just didn't have in his repertoire. But Javonte's the bell cow. Javonte came here to carry the ball and matriculate it downfield. And he's happy to be here.
I mean, the sky's the limit. I've been watching Miles since he was at Penn State. He was with the Eagles and a little bit at Carolina. I mean, I always respect his game. Nothing but respect, and I'm just ready to get in here and compete with him and grind.
Saying the right things. I think now he's going to wear 33, so do we give Miles 22? We could go Marion the Barbarian. We go 44. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Should we reach back into the annals? Is this number sacred? I want to talk about sacred numbers on the other side. Charlene Williams tweeted out that Javonte Williams got 33 yesterday, and that's Tony's number. And it is. It's very strange to see your favorite player or your favorite player's number on the back of somebody else, unless it was a number that signified achievement of greatness. Jeff Traylor, head coach at UTSA, has the pyramid of power, the rhombus the octagon of equality, whatever it is, it's the pyramid of power, the 210. And you get to wear number 2, number 1, number 0 as a position of leadership. You earn that number. I kind of felt like 33 was one of those numbers. 22, 8,
Is 34
88.
tied to Herschel? Not that long now.
No, I don't think so.
So someone can get away with 34.
I think 34 will willingly. Now, we thank Herschel for several of his personalities and his time here. But he was more about the haul than the time here. He was more about the trade. So,
okay. I understand
you know what
that.
I mean?
But Emmett and Tony, those are numbers.
The discussion about 88 has been consistent. You earn 88. From Drew to Dez to CeeDee,
right?
There's a lineage. 22 might be and is untouchable. I don't think we should ever see another 22, though we had Bob Hayes first, and then we had Emmett, so the Cowboys have a history of it, but he didn't earn that 22, but he made it 22. 33 was earned and made, and now Javonte wears it. It just doesn't feel right. Spurs have retired numbers. Are there any sacred numbers? What about for the Astros? I think the Texans are too young to have anything sacred. Do they have one that, while not retired, matters? Like 77 for the Mavericks? Well, I mean, Luka will forever live in infamy or praise, whatever, but can anybody ever put on 77 again? Because it'll not be retired. Well, it might be retired when he finally retires as an apology. But
yeah,
I can't see it. I know that I will never see a number 23 in a Bulls uniform ever again, and probably a 45 for that matter. Sacred numbers. I'm not sure how they should be given. They always mattered to me. I always wanted a good number. I didn't want something stupid.
And Kobe's numbers too, you know.
Which one?
Yeah,
Is it 8?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was my number. I appreciate that. Hey, we got one more hour of fun. In our daily lines, I'm going to do something with it. We're going to help out our bracket versions, our BVs, as it were. As you get ready to put out your bracket, those bracket versions have a tendency to fill out their bracket in ways we're not familiar with, like by mascot or by color. Or believe it or not, there are odds regarding that too, and I'll help you get there. We've got 3 hours of restaurant quality radio.
Yeah.
In the vault. Vic and I will huddle up and see if we can measure up with this last hour. I'm going to give it my all. I'm not going to go until something snaps or rips. We'll be right back. This Morning Huddle.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast. Freshen up your morning with Wendy's Breakfast, like a breakfast Baconator, or a grilled sausage breakfast burrito, or even a honey buddy. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's. At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely, and you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. Don't miss the 2025 State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. Witness the nation's top dunkers and sharpshooters battle it out live in person. One epic night of unbelievable skill and electrifying energy. Thursday, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Tickets are going fast. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. See you April 3rd for the State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. One night, pure action. Don't miss it.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the southwest side, Loop 410 southbound at Valley High Drive, there's a wreck off to the left shoulder. It's going to cost you 20 minutes from Freeport Road. 35 southbound approaching Loop 1604, an accident is blocking 2 right lanes. There's a 35-minute slowdown. Highway 90 eastbound between Highway 211 and Loop 410, there's at least a 10-minute delay. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The road to San Antonio started in Dayton last night as your NCAA tournament play-in games began. Alabama State beat St. Francis 70-68 on a full-court pass with 0.7 seconds left. It was awesome. They're present. They get number 1 Auburn. In the nightcap, North Carolina shut me and most of the country up. They took down San Diego State easily, 95-68. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here we go. Last hour of your hump day. I got Papa Roach tickets to give away, and for those that lasted through the break and are here to start the party. You want to do this now? Let's give away some Papa Roach tickets. They're coming March the 22nd to our fantastic Frost Bank Center. That's just 3 days to you and me. Mm-hmm. Angrily dial your numbers and say hello to Vic. Caller number 6. Caller number 6 going to go see Papa Roach. Got some college slam dunk tickets, 3-point shoot-off coming on April the 3rd. Got some tickets that we're going to give away those in just a couple of minutes. Last night, as the road to San Antonio began, we had our play-in games. The last time, well, it wasn't 2008, we hosted the Final Four. And did we bring, I can Google it, but I believe it was 3 or 4 number 1 seeds. It might have gone chalk, but it was the heavy hitters came to San Antonio. Those that were favored arrived. And the last time it's really been like that was San Antonio. And it's feeling a lot like this year. That your 1s and 2s are probably going to be playing in San Antonio. That the likelihood of those guys getting upset are pretty slim across the board. It looks like, you know, these guys that put together the brackets, they're athletic directors and former coaches. They know and have been tracking, know exactly the weaknesses and strengths of every team, and have put together some pretty ridiculously good early matchups. But not a lot of them include 1 and 2 seeds. Now, if you're a 4 seed or down, look out, because that's where the mayonnaise is thick across this country. Lots of evenly matched 4 to 13 teams. There are not a lot of separation, but on that top edge, if you look at the brackets, it kind of skates its way for the likes of Duke, Auburn, who seems to have maybe the most difficult. But that's how the brackets seem to shake out. Last night, we began our play-in with our first miracle shot of the year. Alabama State putting St. Francis to sleep with the last second, 0.7 to go on the clock. A deep pass, shot, game over. We celebrate. We have our first moment for that one shining moment video that's just a couple of weeks away. Although I'd prefer to hear the Luther version. We'll have the other version. It's still a highlight of my year. And we already have, after the very first game, the highlight that we chase. Second game was over in 10 seconds. North Carolina slapped the taste out of my mouth and everybody else who questioned it. Now, I was not on the side of North Carolina shouldn't have been there. I believe that they're out of the ACC. These are blue blood McDonald All-American guys who underperformed what were overly talented and certainly of the quality to play in this tournament. Whether they were the last one in or not, they belong there. But I get the argument from West Virginia. I get the argument from those that didn't get in. I get it. And certainly the background of the AD being in charge of the selection committee, getting a bonus for them getting in, it just seemed weird. But the fact of the matter is, they were in. And you know, by my estimation, they belonged. I did not take into account the pressure from within at North Carolina. I think we forget that they are part of a long line of powder blue. And over the last 3 days, the Tar Heel name has been besmirched as a program in decline. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Now, they've been close lately, but this year was bad. We talked about it back, AJ and I'd say early February, that North Carolina just is not what they were. And Hubert Davis, while carrying on that long, great Carolina tradition, he wore it himself. It might not be the dude. But they did turn it around over the last couple of weeks. And last night was probably a sweet a win for Hubert Davis, for his kids, but for the AD, as they've had in a long time. Because not only was it an ass-kicking, it was a statement. Like, yeah, we haven't had our year, but we're still Carolina, and this is still the ACC. And how dare you think of us any other way? And I think I wake up this morning, shut up, and confirmed that Carolina belongs. I will carry on. Because I was afraid the worst-case scenario was they were going to go out on TV, get dismantled by a freshman and sophomore-driven San Diego State team, and just go home in disrepair, transfers leaving, coaches fired, and we're looking at a longer road of recovery for this school. And whether you're a Carolina fan or not, the basketball world is better when they're great. I mean, it's the same in football. I'm not a fan of Notre Dame, but I do admit the basketball or the football world is better when Notre Dame is competitive and above and beyond competitive, in it to win it. We need North Carolina there, and I was afraid that was going to go away and at least be gone for a minute as the Carolina retools another time to kind of bring themselves back. Did not happen. Carry on. Today, Texas is playing in to be an 11 seed. Now, there's a lot of screwy stuff out in the sporting world, and I get the addition of the play-in games, these 4 teams that get a chance, or 8 teams that get a chance. But I thought you'd be playing in for the 62nd, 63rd, 64th spots. You know, I thought you'd be playing in for the very last to get in, and everybody that won would probably be a 16 seed. That's what I thought the play-in was about. That if you were considered an 11 seed, you're already in. You're playing on Thursday if you're an 11 seed. You shouldn't be playing in on a Wednesday to play on Friday if you're already an 11 seed. Now, that one you can try to parse however you want. It doesn't make any sense to me. I appreciate the drama that they've built into it, because what's going on with Texas and Xavier tonight are 2 entirely different things. Xavier, they are a forever mid-major, and they are trying to be David and Goliath. They're trying to be that, and that makes for a great basketball prep story, a great plot line. But the fact of the matter, these 2 teams are facing very different things. Xavier's not just happy to be here. They're not that. But they're not Texas. Their coach ain't in trouble. This is a minor speed bump. In fact, it's they'll look at in the annals of Xavier basketball. At least they made the play-in. Texas is expected to be there. They played in the toughest conference in all of basketball, the toughest conference in the history of college basketball last year, and acquitted themselves well enough, I thought, to be in. They shouldn't be playing as an 11 seed. But because they are, their coach is in trouble. And I'm a big fan of Coach Terry. I think he paid his dues. He was thrust into the spotlight and into a situation that was not of his making. Chris Beard did all that, and he acquitted himself well enough. I thought he earned another year, and he got it. And I thought this year, well, he was paying for what was hidden in that little run he had last year, that it was going to be difficult to bring in more talent. He's got a pro. He recruited well. But tonight with a loss, I don't know, especially the way he and Texas plays. If you're a Longhorn fan, you saw them play the style that's going to be required to beat them. It's how they beat A&M just a week ago or a week and a half ago in College Station. You go and you just keep going till the buzzer goes. It's going to be a 48-minute or 40-minute knife fight with Xavier. It's not going to be pretty, and if you lose, it's going to look ugly. It's going to look even worse because Xavier discombobulates you. They break up your offense. They make you do things you're not comfortable with and take shots in places you don't normally do, and it feels like there are 5 or 6 guys on the court. That's not where Texas has been successful early, but we saw it against A&M, and if they don't look good, I worry for the future. Coach Terry, as an Aggie, I'm all for his stability there, but fact is, I think he's earned the job, and I hope that after tonight's win, if he does get it, and it looks like they're favored, we'll kind of put things to bed and allow him to go and do it in another year and earn it. And then we have another discussion as to his future, which shouldn't really be in discussion today as far as by my measure. As we round things in, I got to remind everybody, we have our own bracket. Go to the ESPN tournament page. There's now 15 billion or so entries. If you want to play with us at San Antonio Sports Star, just search for the open bracket. Anybody can sign up. SA Sports Star is the open bracket. I'll tell you this, there's probably 10 or 15 that have signed up in the last hour. I just started talking about it. We'll find something for the winner. We'll find something, concert tickets, something. We'll find something. It'll just be kind of us. There's not a bunch of rules involved. I just want to make sure it's a little bit competitive. But I do want to throw out, I think there should be a friendly competition between shows and between hosts. Vic, I know you're busy right now, but I know you're doing a lot of stuff. What would be? I'm trying to figure out what would be a worthy competition amongst the shows. Should we compete to see who has to do with one or the other show for a day on a Friday? Like best combined brackets, and loser gets the day off on a day to be determined by a suit?
Yeah. I think we should do that.
Do you think we should include the production staff as well?
Of course.
So
everybody involved.
And I think we should include probably the listeners making a picks too, right? Or do we do our 3 combined individual brackets and the scores, and we add them together? It'd be us versus the Blitz and James. What would be more comfortable?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or we come to an agreement and we have an entry that is known as the Morning Huddle and an entry that's the Blitz that we all 3 and our listeners kind of put together. Because I want to put together something that over the next 2 weeks there's,
I'd do that.
A little scratch in the game. That's how I play golf. I mean, anybody can putt, but if you're putting for $5, now we're talking.
Now we're talking, yeah.
So
and
I think
of course,
we
with
should
AJ, there'd be a loser tattoo involved.
I don't want any ink involved. He's already gotten one loser tattoo, and I don't want his
whole body covered in L's.
Yeah.
He's like,
El Desgraciado. He doesn't need another one.
I can't seem to get this bracket thing down.
And I'm not going to put anything on my skin that says disgrace. I'm just not going to do it. So I don't want to do
a fake one?
Well, a henna tattoo. Maybe that's enough.
On your neck.
And
that'd be sweet.
Oh, yeah, it would be. Too bad we don't have a Waffle House. The sentence could be 12 hours or 24 hours in a Waffle House.
Yeah.
Which I've seen. But I do think a worthy competition between the shows is in the offing, and maybe amongst the individuals as well. I think we need to have a sit-down amongst that. And I know AJ will be down.
I think we should do that. The Huddle and the Blitz.
And I do think that the winner, however we define what the winner will be, gets a day off. I haven't floated it over the suits yet.
Yeah, he's probably at
He's
his
probably
desk,
He's probably
crunching a
steaming right
paper.
now, going, you don't get to decide that. But I mean, what's life without a little bit of competition?
Yeah.
So as we
Keeps you
go,
on your toes.
and this will also be a way to kind of show our listeners are smarter than the others. Our guys, because how I know that, because they got alarm clocks. That most of the morning huddle types got an alarm clock. They got stuff to do. They're up and at 'em in the morning. They're not sleeping in, seeing the crack of noon, coming in whenever they want, like the Blitz guys. We got stuff to do. I want to prove that we have a higher acumen than those guys. So go to SA Sports Star. Go to ESPN, the Bracket Challenge. We have an open bracket right now. It's SA Sports Star. You've got till X, whatever, Y tomorrow. No late entries. Nothing after Friday, after the opener on Thursday. And plan on coming and joining us. The Blitz is going to be out at Twin Peaks tomorrow and Thursday for our annual. And this has become much like Fiesta or the rodeo. The River Parade. There's also included in the annals of what San Antonio does, the tournament takeover at Twin Peaks. They're going to be out. Where are they tomorrow? I believe they're at the Park North location, Mañanas. And I believe probably, let's see, Thursday the 27th. They're going to be. Where are we going to be?
Twin Peaks, Park North.
Park North tomorrow. Where are they going to be on Friday?
At the Westover Hills location.
151 over on. So usual locales, usual bat channels at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Have your brackets in hand and come out and join the boys tomorrow at the Park North. I will be there. All of the Sports Star crew will be there. You should be there too. Let's do the tourney the right way. Hey, coming back, I want to talk about sacred numbers. What would you do if we found out that the Spurs' #1 draft pick this year, whoever it might be, gets offered number 21? How would you feel if the brand new point guard the Spurs brought in was given number 9, or the new forward we just drafted was given number 20? Now, these numbers are retired, we know.
Yeah.
But there are some numbers in the world that are sacred, whether they've been retired or not.
Yeah, 21 came up.
We got a brand new running back in Dallas that's going to be running around with number 33 on his back. That's Tony Dorsett's number. Nobody else should ever wear it, whether it's retired, Ring of Honor, or not. Right. Let's talk about those sacred numbers coming up on the other side. This is the Morning Huddle. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Dr. Jacob Torres has become a good friend of mine. He is my doctor. He is my weight loss guru. He's a great San Antonian. I say that just out of care for a good guy. But I first met him about 8 years ago. And at that point, I didn't know who he was, nor did I really care, because I didn't think I was in the market to lose any kind of weight. And after he took a good look at me, started talking about my background, my history, and he said, there's no reason for you to feel the way that you feel. The first thing we should do, if you want to do this, is lose a little bit of weight. I'll give you some guidance. There's not going to be a bunch of pills. I'm not going to tell you to drink this 3 times a day and stand on your head and weight will fall off. No, we're going to go the right way, and you're going to lose weight slowly and steadily, but you're going to feel better quickly. And I'll be darned if he wasn't right. I've never met a doctor more avid about getting me off medication than Dr. Torres. That's why he's been so successful, because he knows what people like us have gone through. And most of us have tried to diet and failed, or didn't really have the wherewithal to go after it the way it needs to be done. And that's why Dr. Torres and the Institute for Functional Health have been so successful, because it's a twofold approach. There is the science of weight loss, which has never changed. And then there is the art form of getting to the goal that you've chosen. And Dr. Torres and his staff have been outstanding with me. I'm down 65 pounds, no shots involved. I'm not doing anything extra. I have learned how to live a healthier life, and I'll take that with me as long as I live, and I want that for you. If it's time for you to lose weight, whether a doctor has told you or you're looking in the mirror and you just don't like what you see, you don't want to take shots, you don't want to worry about some kind of new medicine, you want to do it the old-fashioned way, the right way, the way that'll work and stay, call Dr. Torres today. The number's 210-468-1891. His website, IFF Health, is a tremendous resource. Go there first. But listen to me. If it's time to feel better, if it's time to lose weight, there's no better destination than Dr. Torres and the IFF. Go there today, lose some weight, feel good about yourself, and then come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Lots of stalled vehicles out there this morning causing delays. The entrance ramp is blocked off by a stalled vehicle on Highway 90 eastbound trying to come on from Loop 410. For drivers on I-35 southbound trying to use the exit ramp off of Frostbank Center Drive, a stalled vehicle here has the exit ramp blocked off. You'll find a stalled vehicle in the left lane on I-10 westbound at Crossroads Boulevard, causing about a 7 to 10 minute backup and some slow speed starting from Hildebrand. But some good news on the stalled vehicle front. I-10 eastbound at Probant, a stalled vehicle here has been taken care of. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. At Jackson Hewitt, expert tax prep is now $149 or less, but only for a limited time. Hurry, book your appointment at jacksonhewitt.com today. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/49-149.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
March is National Nutrition Month, and the City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District invites you to celebrate the role food plays in our health and well-being. Food connects us to our cultures, our families, and our friends. Health, culture, and access all shape how we relate to food. The foods we choose play a big part in our overall health and physical fitness. This March, join Metro Health in celebrating how food connects us and how it nourishes both body and mind. Healthy people, healthy community. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames, because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster, which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hour.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Cowboys, according to James Slater, the NFL Network, not in the mix right now for Wham. Wow. The Whams have released Cooper Kupp. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, and tip your waitress. That Wasco Wabbit. I can't believe I just went full Elmer Fudd there on that Sports Center. The Whams.
The Whams, huh?
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
So, can a pirate, D'Artagnan to be exact,
okay,
can he beat a large cow, a male cow? One would say maybe a longhorn is a swordsman, a Queen's Guard, the likes of which a musketeer, D'Artagnan. That's Xavier's mascot, by the way. And if you're of the type that does 100 different brackets, you owe it to yourself at the very least to do one with its
with the mascots.
With the mascots on each other. I mean you're doing it otherwise. In fact, if you're going to enter in the SA Sports Star bracket, I think you should enter one with just mascots, because I'm really curious to see if you think an Aggie is stronger than a bulldog, which is the first round. I don't know how you define an Aggie, but I know what a bulldog is. And what's stronger? The Bama Roll Tide water,
right?
Red water, or a Blue Devil?
I think the Blue Devil.
You'd think, but when you hear Blue Devil, it's kind of like you're segmenting it in. It's like not a real devil, you little Blue Devil. Doesn't sound mean to me.
Yeah.
But if it was just the Devils, like Jersey, that's scary. Blue Devil? Kind of leftover. We're gonna go through the mascots and your daily lines. We also got some money to be made tonight. Spurs and the Knicks are going off as well. I saw this tweet yesterday. Shireen Williams, Mother Football, regular on good friend of the show, regular on the Blitz, and one of the greatest sports writers of my generation, and a fine Aggie on top of that. Tweeted out yesterday that our brand new running back, Javonte Williams, coming from Detroit, is going to get to wear and has been assigned the number 33. And now there's a lot of Cowboy fans that don't remember Tony Dorsett, have seen highlights of him, and certainly don't know who Dwayne Thomas is. But there are certain numbers in every sport and on every team that are just, they might not be retired, but they're held in great esteem. You don't just get it. You don't just, that's the next number on the running back pile, and it happens to be 33. I'd hope that in that same pile, there's not a 22 sitting there. I hope when the new quarterbacks show up, nobody's walking out in number 8. Those are sacred.
Yep. 12 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. There's the axiom, and it's a joke, but whenever we go to training camp and all the players on their first day of pads, especially the new guys, the rookies, the undrafteds, they come walking out and they're wearing a professional jersey. And, man, that feels good. And then you see the dudes walking around in, like, 33 and 12 and 54 and the numbers of lore, the numbers that matter for 72. You go, I don't think you look like Too Tall Jones to me. You might need to turn that number in.
That wasn't large.
You're not going to, if and when you do make the Cowboys, you're not going to wear that number. You're going to get something else.
Now's all right.
Your jersey's going to end up being a prime number. Divided by itself in one.
Yeah.
You're going to wear number 45 or 71. You don't get to wear 54. You don't get to
41?
wear. You don't get to wear 41. Well, 41's a number. Yeah, that's one you get to keep. That's a prime number.
Yeah.
You don't get to wear the special numbers. Now, the Spurs have retired numbers, and from 32 from Sean Elliott to Robinson 50 and David's 21 and Tony's 9 and Manu's 20. Whether they were retired or not, I don't think that anybody would stand for anything short of a massive free agent acquisition who was already wearing that number and the approval of the former wearer. That's the only way this happens if the numbers aren't retired. We would never dream of handing our first or our second round draft pick number 50. Even though the number's retired, I mean, it would just never happen if it hadn't been. That's David's number. Nobody gonna wear 44. That's George's number. Nobody should ever.
Right, yeah.
Now, the Celtics had that unique problem of 100 different numbers being retired, which you have to go and ask for the thanks. But, like baseball has retired 45. That's never to be worn by anyone ever again. And then when we do wear it, we all wear it. I just can't. With the Texans, do they have a sacred number? Is there one that no one should ever wear, whether it's been retired or not? Have they been around long enough?
Yeah, I was going to say they haven't been around long enough for that. Now, if you go to Houston Oilers, the old Houston team, was now the Titans, but what about Warren Moon, number 1?
I don't think it matters. The Titans, they started anew. They're not.
Yeah, they're good.
But like,
all right.
Can anybody ever wear 99 for the Texans again, whether it's retired or not?
I don't know. That's a good one.
I mean,
I would say no. I would say yeah. Go ahead, but I mean, it does have meaning.
The Texans, you should never see it. It's a matter of respect that if there is a 99, it's because you drafted a defensive lineman number 1 overall, and he's going to be the next. He's going to carry the mantle.
Yeah, he's got to be like a number 1.
It was achieved. It wasn't given.
First round pick at least.
Javonte coming from nowhere. Like the Lakers have an interesting problem with that too, because they've had so many come through and wear numbers, the likes of which are never going to be even remotely matched. But I do think that we hold some numbers, and like Coach Traylor, I talked about in the last segment, the numbers 2, 1, and 0, those you don't ask for, you are given. You achieve them and you own them, and you know full well that you won't be the last to wear it either. That you want to hold up the esteem and the value of that number so the next guy that gets it will do that. That's how you handle the sacred numbers. You don't just give it to a new dude. Unless that new dude is coming in for a reason. He's recruited, he's a free agent, and we know he's here for a purpose, and that's his number. But even then, I don't care who you are. Ain't nobody ever wearing 50 or 21 in San Antonio again. Unless they themselves deem it appropriate, and even then I might have a problem with it. Could you stand? I guess this kind of stuff matters to me. Especially in the pros. And collegiately, there's some numbers that, like nobody should have
I don't think it matters in college.
Well, it kind of does. Like I said, like there are certain positions that are held in different schools that, like I know Ole Miss has a Chucky Mullins award, and Chucky was a player that was critically injured in a game, broke his neck, paralyzed, and his cornerback number is forever earned. It's
Tillman. Was it Pat Tillman? Was his
Pat Tillman's number with the Cardinals?
Yeah,
probably should stick, and maybe with the Sun Devils. There's those numbers that you maybe not retired for merit, but held in great esteem due to the respect.
Yeah, it's more of a respect thing.
And I think that franchises that honor that really understand the lineage
and the meaning of sports,
typically are probably more successful. That understand that the bedrock of the past was built on these numbers, and they matter. So there should be an achievement involved. And then there's the negative numbers you can never wear for a lot of other reasons. Like, I'm pretty sure if I was a Buffalo Bill, I'm never wearing 32. Yeah, I'm not going to be OJ. I'm just not going to. You're never going to see me.
That's a big old nope.
Yeah,
right.
You're not going to let me. I'm not going to be out and about, and you're not going to sign it to me. But nobody wants it. So there's that other side too. That there's certain numbers that have been besmirched that you could never actually put on. A&M's got the 12.
Will anybody wear a number 2? A&M.
Well, 2 would be see you hit the classic point.
Yep.
2 is now sacred at A&M.
Correct.
It's not retired, but you better be something
to a certain
different.
Heisman winner.
Yeah, you better be unique to wear number 2, or we have to wait 30 years for Tony Dorsett.
Yeah.
Or it's going to have to be only the grandfathers and old guys like me remember the last guy that had it, but you can't do it immediately. That's a perfect example. That 2 has now become sacred in College Station. That there's just nobody going to ever be able to put it on again unless they look and act a whole lot like Johnny.
Yeah. Or if Mantel's son decides to play. I want to wear Dad's number.
Again.
I want to wear Dad's number.
The next generation.
Yeah.
The idea I just found completely interesting, and I love the fact that Shireen pointed it out. Hey, we owe you an opportunity to win some money. We owe you a Daily Line segment. We're going to go down and not only look at the real ways, but there's some interesting prop bets as we go into the tourney. How about your mascots? How about conferences? Which conferences might take it all the way? Is it going to be the SEC? The numbers tell us, and we'll go which way of the daily lines coming up next. But before we go, let's give away some tickets. The College Slam Dunk Fest is coming this way. It's got everything you want for a full day of basketball. It is the height and the epitome of college sports, and it's going to be at the Frost Bank Center on April the 3rd as part of our Road to the Final Four coverage. You want some tickets right now? The first one that Vic talks to is going to go.
First one I answer, you win.
Hey, let's put a bow on this pretty show. We'll be right back talking the daily lines right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hey, it's Adam from County Crows. Come out and see us on the Complete Suites Tour this summer. We'll be joined by our friends, the Gaslight Anthem. It's a summer butter miracle. Guess I should. Old songs, new songs. Come and hang with us.
Saturday, August 2nd, the SB at St. Paul Square. Tickets on sale now at thesb.com. Presented by ATG Entertainment.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live this Thursday and Friday to cover all the action.
This Thursday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North, and Friday, we're at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the Frosty drafts.
It's this Thursday. The Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North, and then Friday, we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we. We are now called Humane World for Animals. And with you on our side, we are going to end animal cruelty around the globe. Join us. Humane World for Animals. The end of animal cruelty.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here we go, one last segment. The team will be unified tonight. RJ will no longer be sitting out due to rest and a terrible jock itch that has felled him.
Yeah.
We're all day today. He'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Back off vacay, fully functioning. The Morning Huddle will charge into the March Madness the way it should be. Listen to us early. Join us late. We'll be out at Twin Peaks at Park North tomorrow, the Loop Land, from 2 to 6. We're taking over Twin Peaks. All the screens will be focused entirely on the sport of which we care for, the Cagers. Basketball. Tournament time is here. And there's money to be won. Let's talk some daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
All right, the tournament has begun. If you had Alabama State just winning, you already won. If you like North Carolina to cover, they did easily. Else took the over on top of that. So there was money already out there. Which school will win a double championship in 2025? There's money out there, both men's and women's. Duke leads the way at 130-1. UCLA's got both teams represented. Women probably going to do a bit better than them, 1,200-1. But if you really want to make some money, you want to really dive in and get some cash, if you're a Sparty fan, Michigan State is 47,500-1 that both the men's and the women's will win it all. Just saying there's a chance. The top 5 most met teams in the tournament: Florida, Duke, Houston, Auburn, and Michigan State. That's the most money wagered on those teams. It's not picked to win. That's just the money bet on them. The top 5 biggest liabilities over up until this moment adjusted. Gonzaga, which, you know, they haven't had the season. Michigan, anybody who saw them play probably isn't all in on them. And then there's the question marks: St. John, Michigan State, and Houston, who has let us down the last couple of years. Championship odd notes. The Duke has become an even larger favorite, moving from plus 330 to plus 285, and that's with the Cooper flag injury. I think a lot of that is with the expectation that Cooper isn't hurt that badly and will be back after the first weekend. Auburn's odds have worsened, and rightfully so. Of the top 4 seeds, they look to have the most difficult run. Health is also being discussed a little bit. They've gone from plus 350 to plus 500. Houston has shifted as well. There's a little bit more of a belief in them as they've gotten closer. The smart money has gone from plus 750 to plus 600. Michigan State's odds have also improved. They've gone from 28-1 to 18-1 after their showing in the Big Ten tournament. I quite frankly don't see it. Tennessee's odds have gotten worse. They went from 16-1 to 22-1. The odds of winning it all: Duke 3-1, Florida 7-2, plus 350. That's where my money's laying. It hasn't changed. I'm going to leave it there. Florida will be my champ when my official bracket is submitted to the SA Sports Star bracket tomorrow. Make sure you do the same. Go to ESPN, and if you're looking for a tournament challenge to play with, apart from the big one, join ours, SA Sports Star. Get your entries in. The deadline will be right before tip tomorrow, and no promises, but I think Vic and I get here early, and we'll go rummage through Nick Trey's prize closet. You never know.
Yeah, he doesn't know I have a key to it.
Yeah, so we've got that. We might be able to find a little something for you. Let's see if some odds for those that might be around. If you're a Tech fan, you're 25-1. I think that's a worthy bet. Aggies, not quite as good as they face Yale in a 4-13 potential hiccup game. They're 100-1. I do like those numbers, though. That's a big number for them. If you're looking for those, you're saying there's a chance. There's
always a chance.
Coming in at 1,000-1.
Okay.
The highest seed at 1,000-1 is Vanderbilt. They're a 10 seed. The lowest seed at 1,000-1, and that's the highest you can get, is Southern Illinois University at Evansville, I think. Mount St. Mary's playing again tonight as a play-in American as well. Alabama State came in at 1,000-1. Here we go. They already provided us the first of the one shining moments.
I'm telling you, there's going to be a bunch of buzzer beaters.
Well, I do think that there are going to be plenty of one shining moment types of things, but I'm going to stick by, and my bracket will represent the fact that I just don't see the upper side of any of these brackets holding too many upsets. I think if you're a 4-seeder down, there's probably a lot of worry. 4, 5, 6. If you're one of those, you have in every one of the brackets, in every one of them, the matchups are frightening. BYU, VCU in the East. BYU, the offense, VCU's defense should scare the pants off of BYU. Illinois, who's had a lackluster season in what appears to be a conference in the Big Ten that ain't that good, will play a team that in either Texas or Xavier that's going to come with a little bit of momentum. I don't like that matchup either. I almost like the winner, although I do like Illinois. That's a tough matchup for them. Missouri and Drake. Drake is everybody's upset special. And Ole Miss taking on the South Dakota State UNC winner. Probably a little bit safer. Tonight, as the Spurs get busy again, the NBA will be in action. And I found it kind of interesting that the NBA chose to play. Well, they're not too busy tonight, but tomorrow night things are going to slow down significantly. In around the professional sporting world today, the New York Knicks come into San Antonio. The Knicks are an 8.5-point favorite by my look. Karl Anthony Towns coming in, averaging 24, 13, and 3. Devin been leading us in scoring over the last couple of days at 16 points. No real injuries to speak of other than those that we're already aware of. The Knicks are going to be without Jalen Brunson. Mitch Robinson, the big man, will be a game-time decision, and do pay attention to that because that could flow into a different direction. 8.5 is a big number for any team to be down at home, but so far the Spurs have done nothing to dissuade me. I think that they are going to be I'd take the Knicks. And I would look at the under early on just because I think there's going to be some effort, but I think the over in the total will be there. The Dallas Mavericks are heading up to Indianapolis to take on the Pacers. Pacers a 10.5-point favorite. The Rockets coming off a high-scoring game. Look at the over on this. It's them in Orlando. The over at 209.5. I think you can go higher than that. I like the over with the Rockets and the Magic. The Pistons taking on the Heat. 4.5-point favorites. Over-under sitting at, let's see, where are we sitting at? 217.5. Like the over on that. The Wizards in Utah, who cares? The Nuggets taking on the Lakers. Lakers playing some defense lately. We got an over-under at 233.5. That might be a little high. Look at what J.J. Redick has done. Even without LeBron, this team is playing more defense than they have all season long with Luka on the court. So numbers are kind of pointing toward an under. Tough news for the Sacramento Kings. They're going in tonight, taking on Cleveland, who's coming off of a tough loss to the Clippers. The Kings lost Domantas Sabonis for the next couple of weeks. The last thing that the Kings can afford to do is to lose their little big man. I don't know how you describe Domantas, but yeah. Sabonis coming in at 6'9" was going against that big front line anyway. This could be a death blow for the Sacramento Kings. 2 weeks without Sabonis is going to be a rough ride. I am all in on Cleveland. Every possible number on Cleveland. They got beat by the Clippers last night. They're going up against a wounded and desperate Sacramento team. I think Cleveland is going to take care of business tonight. I like the over. I like Cleveland. I think that's the way to go. Memphis, traveling up to Portland to take on the Trailblazers. Memphis by 4.5. A roadie late in the evening. I like Memphis, but I don't think I like them by 4.5. In our play-ins tonight, Mount St. Mary's will be playing the Eagles of American U. Eagles favored by 2.5. I think I'll take that to the bank. I like that American. I watched them play their conference championship game. George Mason will be playing Samford in the NIT. Lots of money to be made here if you're following basketball, but you're going to have to be very, very diligent. I like the numbers with the St. Joe's UAB game. Phil Martelli Jr. winning his first conference championship there with St. Joe's. They're a good basketball team. They're 5.5-point favorites over UAB. I have been less than impressed with UAB. I think St. Joe's plays a fine game tonight. They're favored by 5.5, over under at 158. Go under and take St. Joe's in the points. North Texas minus 8.5 with Furman. Texas boys going hard. I like them as well. Northern Iowa taking on SMU. It's a 10.5-point favorite. SMU at home should run Northern Iowa completely out of the gym. I know they're coming out of the ACC. I know they had their issues, but they played better late. I think there's some money made by some teams that might not necessarily want to be there. Xavier, minus 3.5 over Texas. That's scared Texas money. I wonder if they'll show up late. I'd take Texas in the upset.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I'm kind of blinded by my allegiance to the coach, but I do think that given the situation, over under 151.5. Injuries, game time decision for two of the players. The Texans, the Longhorns are in good health. I like Longhorns. Big-time basketball team, make big-time plays and big-time moments, and I think this is a big-time moment in Dayton for the Longhorns to kind of carry on the pain that will be. In the NHL world, the Avalanche traveling to Toronto to take on the Leafs, minus 120. 5.5 is your over-under. In goal is Blackwood, and Stolars will be representing Toronto. The Kraken are traveling to Minnesota. Minus 155 for the Wild. Grubauer is expected in goal along with Gustafsson. The women's tournament play-in games are tonight. Princeton and Iowa State playing for the 11s. Southern U and San Diego playing for the 16s. I don't know. I can tell you this. I love the ESPN wall-to-wall basketball coverage, but will they do us a favor? Whenever you're doing the men's bracket, pick a color, whatever color that is, blue, red, green, orange, gold, I don't care. But whenever we do the men, pick a color, and then when you're scrolling through underneath the talking heads and you're giving us the different games and you're going to the women's bracket, will you please give those a different color? Every time I look up, I'm like,
oh, yeah, you get confused.
Yeah, Michigan's playing who? What? Wait a minute. I chose wrong. Yeah. Oklahoma State's playing South Dakota State. Wow, I don't remember that one. Wait a minute.
Oh, wait, that's women.
That's the women. So do us a favor. I'm not anti-women. I just want to be able to differentiate when I'm looking up and doing my 17th straight bracket. Right. Because let's be real. A Lady Aggie might not be as tough or might be tougher than the regular Aggie. I don't know. And can there be a Lady Bulldog? I guess so. Are they tougher than a lady shark? See, if you're doing ladies and you're doing mascots, it's a whole other game than the men's mascots. Because there's a big difference between a rooster and a chicken and a hen. Like, if it was the South Carolina Gamecocks, and I said Gamecock, taking on the Delaware Blue Hens, I think I'd go with Gamecocks. Just to kind of help us out as we're getting our brackets done, like looking at the scroll right now. I just saw something pop up, and I thought, is that ladies? Utah State at UCLA? No, wait, that's the men's. I need to be clarified. Those are your daily lines. Hey, for the last 3 days, I have been propped up, supported, and what little effort I was capable of offering was due entirely on Vic Brown. I have stood on the shoulder of a giant for the last 3 days. He let me get on that bike and ride it again. Yeah. But we have made it successfully. Tomorrow begins anew with the team reformed and renewed. AJ back in the building tomorrow. Don't forget, Twin Peaks Tournament Takeover tomorrow. Go to the ESPN Tournament Bracket Challenge. We are SA Sports Star. Get yourself signed up. There might be a prize there at the end. Thanks to everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. This has been The Huddle.
This